Bobby's gone off the rails. Bobby's gone off the rails! This Nikki Ash is Nikki Ass. I don't want to see it anymore.
I'm Jutnick.
And I'm Kenny Arrow. And we're about to tell you some shit you didn't even know you needed to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Do the Damn Dive. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 8th edition of the Do the Damn Dive podcast. I'm the Booker man of Do the Damn Dive, Jutnick.
I am the bearded sparrow, Kenny Arrow.
I'm the man of 1,000 nicknames, BROKENZack.
And before we get on to any shows, any kind of thing, we got some sad news here, and we're just gonna address it, and maybe people will get updated by it, but we'll wait and see what happens. Wade Keller of the PW Torch website, news site, reported that Scott Hall has been put on life support after suffering 3 heart attacks. Hall had hip replacement surgery last week, but suffered a serious complication when a blood clot got loose. So we're wishing the best to Scott Hall and his family at this time. That's never good news to hear, especially in today's world with the amount of deaths that we've gotten. And yeah, very sad news, but we're pulling for the bad guy, Scott Hall. So we just want to wish him well, and hopefully things will turn around within the coming days, but we will keep you posted.
Yes, sir. Stay healthy, Mr. Hall.
Yes, sir. Too sweet.
Sweet for Scott Hall, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Put them in the comment section below. Let's get on to the Monday Night Raw recap, March 7th, 2022. We got an opening package of the live event at the MSG where the Bloodline beat down Brock Lesnar, ending with Roman holding both world titles over Brock Lesnar after delivering several chair shots and a Uranagi to the steel steps. Raw this week was live in Cleveland, Ohio. We opened with the triple threat tag match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Alpha Academy defended against the teams of Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and RK Bro. We get a promo from all three before the match started. This was amazing. Definitely check this one out. This is where Raw pretty much peaked. This match was awesome from start to finish. But
yeah, definitely.
The match closed when Rollins and Owens hit a buckle bomb into a stunner to Chad Gable. Seth then hits the curb stop. Riddle throws Seth out of the ring to pin Chad Gable and win the Raw Tag Team Championships for RK Bro. So we got new tag champs. After the match, both Seth and Kevin Owens are looking dejected as both no longer have a path to WrestleMania 38, or do they? Randy gets on the mic and uses the F word, calling Riddle his friend. That's got a huge pop. The two are going to WrestleMania. Definitely check this one out. So what do you guys think of RK Bro gaining back the Raw Tag Team titles?
Perfect. I wanted to see more of them, and I'm glad that them having the titles kind of solidifies that there's more to come.
Yeah, they definitely needed a spot on the card. So I'll ask you fellas this. What team would you have them face at WrestleMania? And if they was to lose, do you see Randy Orton turning heel on Riddle?
I think
Go for it.
No, go ahead.
I'd put him against the Alpha Academy again because it ain't going to be Seth and KO because KO's got his Stone Cold thing going on.
Which we'll get on to.
I'd say Dave Veer with a tag partner and just steamroll.
I don't see them losing that WrestleMania. They probably going to keep delaying the breakup.
Maybe they'll SummerSlam. Like, go to SummerSlam with it. Then have a big breakup then that leads to a WrestleMania program leading into the is it the Hollywood one coming up after that? Yeah. Get that match in Hollywood. Lead this tag run into SummerSlam. And then lead the match, the big much anticipated match, into Mania.
You think they can pull off? Do you think they can pull off long-term storytelling like that though?
Man, they got the attention span of a gerbil there at the booking club or whatever they are.
I think. I don't know if they wait that long to blow it off at the next WrestleMania,
right?
But what you said with SummerSlam, I could see something going on there. When they do eventually lose the titles, that's probably when we'll start to get some dissension. But I mean, they are the best. Besides Alpha Academy, they are the best tag team champions mean, I guess besides the Usos, but the SmackDown titles don't really mean a whole lot. But
wow.
it's true though. The SmackDown tag titles have always seemed like
lesser than.
Yeah, lesser than. But yeah, well, I guess we'll see what happens between the two. I'm just happy they're got a spot on Mania. Hopefully, like you said, versus Alpha Academy, because I think all 4 men, for the work they've put in and to make Raw entertaining, just for every segment they've been in, I think they all deserve to be commended for their efforts with a Mania match.
And if they want to throw another team in there, just throw the Street Profits in for shits and giggles.
Yeah, another thing. That's what I do too. And then we'll get to what the Street Profits did have a segment on the show. But after this 24/7 championship match, Dana Brooke defended against Tamina. Reggie and Akira Tozawa were at ringside. Dana escapes the Boston Crab, rolling Tamina up to retain her championship. We then get more teases of a romance between Tamina and Tozawa. Time waster, time filler. We're moving on. The Miz and Logan Paul homecoming with special guest Jerry the King Lawler. After the two shout out Cleveland, Miz and Paul then switch gears, talk about Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Miz then presents his guest, another hometown hero, Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler talks about being there when the Cleveland Browns won the NFL championship in 1964. Lawler then wants WrestleMania in Cleveland, Ohio. So after this, Miz, he heels on his hometown, saying Cleveland isn't quite a WrestleMania caliber city. Miz then says every successful Cleveland-born star or team leads to go on to bigger and better things, which gets a sea of boos. Miz and Paul then lead the ring. Segment ends with Lawler awkwardly standing in the ring. He did not join commentary afterwards. So, yeah, that was kind of a weird thing. I guess it got a pop from the crowd, but, yeah. Lawler didn't.
For you,
Jerry. He didn't do much.
Go stand over there and talk to him.
Yeah, say a few lines, get the cheek pop, and just stand there. That was a weird way to close the segment.
Wait, Jerry in Cleveland? I thought Jerry was from Memphis.
He's from Memphis, but he lived in Cleveland, I think, for a big chunk of his childhood or something.
Who knows that?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Apparently, and Logan Paul, who told Logan.
All right.
But, yeah, I guess moving on. We get a Raw debut. Tommaso Ciampa and NXT champion Braun Breaker. They faced off against the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode in a tag match. Before the match, Kevin Patrick interviews Braun and Ciampa. Braun is all smiles here. He's amped up for the match. He went on to defend. He will defend his title on NXT Roadblock, which we'll get onto that very shortly. So the Street Profits were backstage. He cut to another backstage segment. They mentioned how they pinned the Nail Rod Tag Team Champions, RK Bro. They then say they should be next in line for a title shot, so we'll see where that goes. Ciampa's now, I actually didn't get to hear Ciampa's theme that great since he's used it. It is a far cry from his old one.
You could hear it a little better the next time in NXT, but it's
yeah.
It ain't the same, man.
It wasn't broke. Don't fix it.
And I think what the issue was because it was a CFO song, so they're all going to get fizzled out very, very shortly. I have a feeling Rhea Ripley's song will probably be changed soon.
Oh no!
Which sucks,
no, they better not change Shinsuke's song, or I'll read a letter.
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley's new song. This is so awkward. We don't have the rights to this.
We want Jim Johnston back.
We want something.
Yeah, something better than Def Rebel. I mean, it's all just stock music, for God's sake.
Once in a while, they play out a good song, but
yeah,
but that's about like any band, really.
Yeah, it's
man band had a couple hits.
Like
3-Man Band was a way better song. I
gotta find a good Def Rebel one so I can be. Oh, that's pretty good.
Later when he was the one man.
Yeah. So this was a solid tag match. It ended with Braun. When Braun Breaker stops a super kick attempt from Dolph to then hit the military press power slam for the win. Dolph got on the mic to say he will strike when Braun is off guard and win the NXT championship to cause Braun's world to crumble. So after this, we get Omos. He squashes Apollo Crews.
Why?
He had this promo in gorilla position. He says he'll destroy anyone to get his WrestleMania moment this year. Omos made quick work of Apollo afterwards. Apollo's bodyguard, Commander Aziz, gets in the ring, and the two have a stare down. I hope to God that's not a tease. For
no, they can't have those 7-foot awkward pieces of spaghetti friggin' clashing.
What do you mean? That's Mania quality right there.
That's Shanky, and you got a triple threat, bub.
Yeah, Shanky.
Oh God.
Yes, that's gonna be a Mania
24/7 title on the line.
Just have them face off in the damn Battle Royal. Good enough.
Yeah, they haven't mentioned anything about that.
If they're even having one, do they even have enough roster?
I don't think they do.
God damn. They used to have a women's and a men's. They used to have a women's and a men's, but I don't think they got enough people for either of them. So
no, I can't see it. But anyways, we'll see how that goes next week. Edge explains his actions from last week. Edge turned heel on his WrestleMania opponent, AJ Styles, hitting him with the concerto. And WWE put out a tweet saying Styles suffered severe neck contusions. They also used that on Drew McIntyre. So that's the new injury phrase that they like to use, severe neck contusions.
Sprained puss.
My brain has several contusions watching some of these shows, man. It gets rough sometimes, but Edge has a new entrance. It's very House of Black-esque. The arena's all blacked out, no music. He's got a blue spotlight on him. He's wearing a suit. He gets in the ring on the mic. He asks the crowd, "You think you know me?" Edge states he is directly talking to AJ, who is sitting at home. Edge says his brain cracked open last week to let his real self shine through. He says he feels in control of everything. Edge closes it by telling AJ he is standing on a mountain of omnipotence and the view is phenomenal. So what do you think of this Edge promo?
Do you really think AJ Styles is sitting home watching Raw? If he's home, he ain't watching no damn Raw.
He's probably backstage.
Yeah, I know he's backstage. It was a good promo. It was cool. It was fun.
It was definitely a weird... the way he was talking, it seemed very...
I ain't going to be very impressed if Edge comes out at WrestleMania with no entrance music. Just a blue light shining on him.
Yeah, especially how big the stage is. Like, if it's
especially
a smaller...
how awesome his theme is.
Yeah. For Mania, they're just going to get a blimp to shine the light.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Biggest light you got, and a blimp. If I can see Vince.
He's pulling a Ciampa.
Oh, my God.
But I think it worked better with Ciampa, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
nobody wants to boot Edge.
Yeah, it was a weird promo, but we'll see where it goes. I can't say whether or not I like this new delivery of his character, but like I said, we'll have to wait and see there. Afterwards, Kevin Owens is interviewed by Kevin Patrick backstage. Patrick asks, what is going on in the mind of Kevin Owens? Owens said the feeling he had from losing is a feeling he never wants to feel again. He said he had an epiphany. He will share his plan later on in the show. After this, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley took on the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Carmella and Queen Zelina. If Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley win this match, they will be added to the Women's Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania. Zelina goes to tag Carmella, but Carmella is distracted by her real-life partner, Corey Graves. Ripley wins the match for her team by hitting the Riptide to Zelina. The match will now be a triple threat tag team match between Ripley, Liv, the team of Sasha Banks and Naomi, and the tag champs, Carmella and Queen Zelina. So, yeah, we're teasing tension between Carmella and Queen Zelina. I could not be asked to care. This seems very back burner.
Matter.
I wonder what makeshift team's going to get added next week.
Yeah, really, though. Okay. It sucks for Banks. I mean, if Ronda didn't come back, she would have definitely been in a... It's just...
definitely got suppressed by... her.
Doesn't feel like Mania season, does it, boys?
No, it don't. Yeah, it really don't.
Like Christmas here is cold as balls.
Here in old Canada.
Canada, eh?
I can make a better WrestleMania on 2K. Give me about 5 minutes and we'll have something going.
Well, we'll get on to that in the end of our podcast episode, but we'll keep going here. United States champion Finn Balor, that belt looks awesome on him, faced Austin Theory. Before the match, we get a promo package of the latest member into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022, the legendary big man, Vader. Congratulations to Vader and his family. This is it sucks that he couldn't give his speech. I remember seeing a tweet a few days ago about, I don't know who tweeted it, but Mick Foley was pleading for WWE to induct him while he was still, alive, because he knew his days were numbered because, you know, his health problems, and it sucks that he never got to give his speech. But yeah,
I mean, it's happening now, so it's like it's not too late. At least he's gonna be able to be like acknowledge, like he will acknowledge it and see it.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's so far the Hall of Fame class is looking pretty good. We'll see who else gets added into the next coming days here. But as Theory makes his entrance, they show a recap of his ongoing feud with his WrestleMania opponent, SmackDown commentator Pat McAfee. Damian Priest, so they have a back and forth match. It was decent. Damian Priest eventually ran out to throw Balor off the top rope, causing a DQ. Priest hits Balor with the Razor's Edge that he did last week. Theory then picks up the scraps and hits Balor with his finisher to then take a selfie. So we're actually getting a United States title feud here between a heel Priest and Finn Balor. So hopefully that'll be on Mania. Probably the kickoff, but
no, that better be on the main card because that match ought to be good.
Yeah, I know. I would have it on the main card.
If you remember their match from Takeover in Your House, the first one, it's really good.
Oh, I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch
that one. That's the match that kind of had Damian Priest break out.
Okay.
Yeah. There was this cool spot where Balor hit the shotgun drop kick on the Priest, who was on the apron, and he landed back first on steel steps, and it was like it was a pretty nasty spot. It was a good match. Go back and watch that. That's my recommendation.
Hey, I'll check that out. But yeah, I'm liking that Priest is a heel now. I'm glad that the tweener thing is over. He's just full on heel. I wish he had his Archer of Infamy gimmick back, but beggars can't be choosers. Damian Priest and Finn Balor are in a decent role on Raw.
At least they didn't rename him.
Yeah, really though. Thank God.
Not Ben Tyler or something.
Or just Priest.
We'll get on to a rename that happened on SmackDown. But next up, Bianca Belair is interviewed by Kevin Patrick. Belair talks about her hair whip that she hit Becky Lynch with last week. She says, don't touch the hair, and that Becky's days as champion are numbered. She's even got her own t-shirt that says don't touch the hair. So
oh my God,
that'll be a new slogan for her.
Montez Ford's life must suck.
Yeah, really though.
You can't touch the hair.
Main event segment. We didn't get a match. I mean, I don't know. We didn't get a whole lot of matches that were very long on the show.
I mean, that tag opener was.
It's only a wrestling show.
Tag opener was good.
It's all about that entertainment. But yeah, definitely check out the tag match. Kevin Owens makes his WrestleMania plan announcement. Kevin Owens is issuing a challenge. He wants to have the biggest, most stupendous edition of the KO show at WrestleMania.
I hate that word.
Yeah, I know. He then trash talks Texan wrestlers such as JBL, Booker T, and Shawn Michaels. Yeah, he had a pretty good line here. He said, as a Canadian, it would be sacrilegious for HBK to be on the show, so he is not invited out of respect to the Hitman Bret Hart. I like that. We're a couple of Canadians, so yeah, we're team Bret Hart. Well, I am at least. I don't know about them fellas.
Yeah, agreed.
I like both.
He's conflicted. Owens then finally puts all the WrestleMania rumors to bed that we've gotten over the weeks from Fightful, the Wrestling Observer. He calls out none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin to end the show. What I thought was really funny here is that I think WWE unintentionally faked out the crowd, because after he made the announcement, they played Stone Cold's music. The crowd, like the pop, they went nuts. They probably thought he was there, but they just played the music to show the graphic. But yeah, that was a weird way to close the show. But so yeah, we'll get a KO show with Stone Cold. I don't know if that would bleed into a match, but I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Maybe it'll be like Rock versus Eric Rowan.
Yeah.
One move, that's it. But man, they're gonna bury KO like that. Yeah, they would. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, one stunner and he's done. Most likely.
Yeah.
But it's entertainment. Well, let's just move. So what you guys think of Raw this week?
I mean, it did the job.
It was Raw.
Yeah, besides the tag
it was
match.
Raw.
Yeah.
Just like a microwavable meal. It does the job, but your mom didn't cook it.
Exactly.
Ron Baker's being there is cool. The tag match was cool.
Yeah.
couple moments to hang your hat on, but other than that, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah. So if we was to recommend anything to you guys who haven't watched it, I mean, I know Raw is tomorrow. The new Raw is tomorrow, but check out the tag match worth a watch. And we are gonna move on to NXT 2.0 Roadblock. NXT 2.0 Roadblock, March 8th, 2022. We're on the road to NXT Stand and Deliver. This is taking place WrestleMania weekend. I forget the exact date, but I believe it's like maybe April 1st or 2nd.
I believe it's on WrestleMania Saturday about noon.
Okay, so they're I didn't know that. I didn't know
it down to like the last detail.
Damn.
I think I seen it advertised.
Man, he's the insider.
Studying.
That's a new nickname for him, the insider BROKENZack. That's right.
Yeah, I guess I got the weird
insider.
I got the weird details.
I just realized how bad that sounds. I love it. Though. You're now the broken insider.
The insider.
You're broken insider.
Yeah, because it's like the outside.
Anyone listening, don't think about that too much. But Women's Dusty Cup semifinal match to open the show. Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez faced Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu. Toxic Attraction are still in the Toxic Lounge watching the matches. They've been there for a few weeks now. Crowd was into this one. It was back and forth. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane eventually run in to attack the leg of Raquel behind the referee's back. Going into commercial. Jade gets beaten down by Kai and Chu, but gets the hot tag to Raquel. Raquel went for a type of slam to Kai, but it looked kind of sloppy. She was on the leg, though, so I don't know maybe if that was just didn't look right. But anyways, the match ended when the team of Kai and Chu hit a top rope moonsault, then the double stomp to shockingly beat them and advance to the finals of the tournament. But yeah, I mean, it was a solid women's tag match. I didn't think Raquel and Jade would get eliminated, but you know what's funny? Even though Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai won, Jade and Raquel are going to see bigger thing than the finalists.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see where that goes.
It's weird that they've made it this far, but yeah. Wendy Chu?
She's over in the NXT crowd. I'm curious to see what.
How many of them are paid off though? That's my
I always wonder that, but I don't know. The whole arena, I can't see the whole because they obviously ain't telling him to chant Walter. So
true, unless Triple H is back there. Chant Walter, damn it.
Yeah, maybe it's a reverse psychology thing.
Nah, I don't know. I don't. If I was a child, I think Wendy Chu would be funny.
Yeah, and that's probably the audience they're going for, but it's just not for me. It's similar to the Bailey Hugger gimmick, but even older people got
not. Get out of here.
Not similar, but the wackiness of it. If you think about it,
I got defensive about Bay.
But why are they selling wrestling so much to children? That's what I don't get.
Listen here.
Children watch these people body slam each other.
When I was a kid, I used to go to the grocery store and get the WWE Kids magazines.
Oh, I remember that.
Those were good magazines. They were good. They were fun.
I remember that.
They were fun.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I remember there was this one with Shelton Benjamin. It was like a lunch bag, a golden lunch bag. It's what do you have for lunch? Moving on. But Ciampa cut a badass promo backstage. He talked about the importance of the NXT Championship in his life. He's getting fired up and states he will become a three-time NXT champion. The Creed brothers were attacked in the parking lot. The camera pans into the Creed brothers, who were attacked off screen in the parking lot with lead pipes, which are on the ground next to them. They were supposed to take on Imperium for the NXT Tag Team Championships later in the show, but we'll see what happens there. Tiffany Stratton took on Fallon Henley. Stratton hits Fallon with the Samoan drop. After that, she's gathering herself, leaning on the bottom rope. Saray comes out of nowhere from behind and hits Stratton with a drop kick from the outside behind the referee's back. Fallon hits the Shining Wizard to defeat Stratton. After this, Andre Chase University segment. Chase is berating his students for screwing up Chase's entrance. He said last week that threw him off his game. That's why he lost to Von Wagner. Chase then said, thanks Bodie Hayward. Hayward's eye is all messed up from Von Wagner's punch last week.
Another student shows concern for Hayward's eye, and the segment closes with Chase shutting him up and throwing a basketball at him. So I like these segments with Andre Chase.
I think it's great.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm like really kind of into. Like, I think it would work on main roster.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's main rosterized.
It's one of those gimmicks I don't gotta win every match either. Like, with you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's goofy, but like
I think
to everything else,
maybe like bring him up and throw him in a tag team with Gulak.
Oh, that'd be great. Like, I'm surprised they never gave this to Gulak. Like, if you play the new WWE2K22 game, Drew Gulak is basically the tutorial guy for the whole thing, and he's teaching you the ropes and stuff. I'm like, why isn't he doing this on the main roster?
So good.
Like, I just don't understand it. But anyways, after this, NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are at the barbershop once again. Trick talks about all the competition that fell short to the A-Champ. Carmelo Hayes, such as Cameron Grimes and Pete Dunne, all those guys. Hayes says he's got the gold, and that's why he makes the rules. Carmelo wants to have a ladder match for the title, which was the first match of the championship's existence. And funny enough, only one guy out of the 6 men who competed in that match back in 2018 is still with the company. That being Ricochet.
5-star match too. It was
just a difference, like what 3 to 4 years makes.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, it's a whole new wrestling world, honestly.
Like, just looking at NXT back then, like, it's a shame what it's come to, but we can't change it. We can only hope for something better. But anyways, Carmelo then decides he wants 4 participants to qualify for the match at NXT Stand and Deliver. It will be a 5-man ladder match for the NXT North American Championship. Qualifying matches will take place next week. Looking forward to that.
I'm pumped. I love ladder matches. Love multi-man ladder matches.
And they put the right people in.
Matches. Oh yeah.
So we'll see. Man, I wouldn't
even
put no
if they
green.
put the wrong people in, it's pretty decent sometimes. Like,
true. I just hope no one really green gets put it. Who ain't ready? Because there's a lot of green competitors on there. Like, and I'm not one to say anything because I'm not a wrestler, but you know, you're on the show. I think it's fair to criticize experience wise. I mean, there's this talent. This is live TV.
Yeah, you're being shown off. You're supposed to be ready.
Yeah. So
have they announced? Yeah, they announced one qualifying match, ain't they?
Yes, they have. We'll get on to that at the end of this review. But so after this, we got Lashing Out with Lash Legend and her guest, Nikita Lyons. Lash called Lyons' mother a groupie. Lyons said her mother taught her to not be so judgmental like Lash Legend. Lash keeps shutting down Lyons as she's going to speak. She then asked Lyons and those butt implants what she's going to do about it. Lyons said she's all natural, and the only thing natural about Lash Legend is she is full of shit. The segment ends with the two being pulled apart. I'm not too excited for this because I know Lash Legend's matches have not been great.
Oh. And this is gonna be Meltzer breaking.
Thick fest.
Yeah, it's like
somebody had to say it.
The thicky doughy Google Mama's going to roll around in the mat for a little second.
We'll just say old Kenny Air will be watching this match
with a eagle's eye.
Eagle's eye.
That should be the name of your finishing move. The eagle's eye.
That would be sick.
I just thought I'd use the arrow's edge.
That's another good one. We'll talk about that.
Scott. Get well soon, Scott.
But with Nikita Lyons, she did look good in her debut match, but it's not like she's in a position to carry Lash Legend to a good match, you know. Taking looks aside, obviously, that's a big, you know, appeal to the whole character of Nikita Lyons. Like, I understand it, and you know, sex does sell
very much so.
So, I mean, yeah, she'll get a push for sure. But I do think in the ring, like, she looked good. But
he said, but
to put her in a match with someone as green as Lash Legend,
like
just ain't
physically, she's got the physical, like. Taking the looks aside, she has the physical attributes. Like thinking realistically about a wrestler, she is big, broad, heavy, gut power.
Lash, just former basketball player, can't really move. I don't think. I haven't really watched her match. I've seen her on there, but
yeah, it's definitely. I think she actually injured Amari Miller last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's a good reputation to have.
So now I don't know what exactly happened, but from what I saw on a replay clip, she landed. I think she might have landed on Amari Miller's head.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's always nice.
If you guys know what happened, let us know in the comments. I could be getting that wrong. Don't take my word for it.
I think the match didn't air, didn't it? It was like, was it for Level Up?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I think they did have the match last week. So I remember watching. We just did our scheduling issues. We couldn't cover it on the show.
I might have missed it. I don't remember this match.
Yeah. Anyway. So someone in the comments might know what we're talking about. But anyways, moving on from this, NXT Tag Team Champions Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel of Imperium are interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell. Mitchell mentions how they are prime suspects when it comes to who took out the Creed brothers. The team deny anything to do with it. MSK walk in. MSK say they will take the Creed brothers' place for the match, and they end up doing it. But the announcement hasn't officially been made yet. They mention it in a Mackenzie Mitchell report, like mid-match. They do that. I think it's a nice touch. But anyways, yeah, we'll see when that happens. LA Knight versus Grayson Waller, last man standing match.
Yeah.
This was awesome. But before the match, we got another segment here. Fallon Henley Fallon Henley is backstage celebrating her win with Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. Fallon asked them if they know what happened to the Creed brothers. They see Legado del Fantasma behind them. The team is notoriously known for taking out people in the parking lot. Hit Row. And they tried it with Braun Breaker. And yeah, NXT, I've heard this on a few other shows, but yeah, the NXT parking lot is the most dangerous place.
Don't go there. Just don't go there unless you're looking to be beaten.
Drive your car right up to the door and go in. That's the safest bet you got. But
that must be why Raquel drives that motorcycle in sometimes.
Yeah, probably. They asked Santos if they did it, and they deny anything to do with it. LDF then throw it back at Brooks and Briggs due to the Creed brothers eliminating them in the first round of the men's Dusty Cup tournament a few weeks ago. Then Elektra Lopez pipes up and told Brooks Jensen that he shouldn't be accusing them just because he can't get laid. I don't know what really that has to do with anything, but Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs they're my least favorite part of this show.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like the Wendy Chu shit aside, like they are I don't know. They got this APA kind of, bar brawl and gimmick, but they're the biggest geeks in fucking I'm gonna swear here. They're the biggest fucking geeks in WWE today.
Brooks Jensen looks like Chris, the meme god from Mr. Beast.
Oh,
that's all I know him for. I don't even know.
God. I never thought about that.
That's what he looks like. I mean, what's like their gimmick's supposed to be hard ass,
country boys,
brawl, country boys, but Brooks is just a big old simp for every woman he sees, and Josh is just like kind of stupid acting, honestly.
Like it's written by old men, you can tell. It's written by old people.
Yeah.
So
horny young man
mentality.
Yeah,
bad thing to have in wrestling.
Exactly.
They're not my least favorite tag team in the world, but
I'm sure they're all right in the ring, but it's just I can't get behind them with these bullshit segments every week. But anyways, it just takes up unnecessary time on the show. But we'll get on to the match.
I just relate to it too much, maybe.
Oh no, match time. Things get started off before Waller could even make his entrance. After an even start, Waller goes up to the top rope, but Knight catches him and hits a scary-looking suplex. They almost didn't rotate enough. But anyways, he then hits the BFT. Waller manages to break the count. During the picture-in-picture break, Waller sets up a table on the outside. The two start brawling up to the balcony of the arena. After commercial, Waller is thrown over the railing, hanging on to the outside. Knight eventually punches him off. Waller fell somewhere off camera into the abyss. But this led to Waller's manager, Sanga, coming out. He no-sells a chair shot from Knight. He then slams him onto the apron. We get a mid-match audio report from Mackenzie Mitchell. Here it is. The Creed brothers are not medically cleared for their title match against Imperium. MSK ended up replacing them. We'll get on to that match shortly. Songa was going to cuff Knight's legs to the ring post, but Knight fights him off and ends up cuffing Sanga's hands to the ring post instead. Waller rolls into the ring from the outside to hit a cutter, but Knight catches him and throws him through a table on the outside. Waller barely breaks the count this time. He gets up at 9.5. Knight goes to put Waller on the announcer's table, but Waller hits him in the head with an object. I didn't quite catch what the object was, but anyways, he then places Knight on the table. He climbs up to the top rope and hits his basketball dunk elbow drop, sending Knight through the table. That looked awesome. I love it. That placement of the announcer's table, like just anything looks crazy from it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Waller uses Sanga to get to his feet just in the nick of time before 10. Knight was unable to stand up. Waller wins the last man standing match. That wasn't a surprising outcome, but this was I thought it was a great match. You can't beat LA Knight.
LA Knight's
gold.
Man, Grayson Waller, as much as I like him, but I don't like him. He's Dingleberry.
I feel like he's trying too much to be an MJF.
He's good in the ring.
That's my take, but
he's good in the ring. I'll give him that. He just doesn't have what it takes to be the heel that he's trying to be right now. If that makes any sense.
I think he's on his way. I actually do like Waller, and I think the look, like when you look at him, you just want to punch the guy in the face.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It works. It works.
When he was a face, it made no sense because it's just like, well, this guy.
He's the Miz 2.0. He's the NXT.
But yeah, I mean, I'm slowly becoming more of a fan of Waller. We'll see what happens now that he's got this win. Maybe he'll qualify in the North American title match. I don't think they should run back another LA Knight. I mean, obviously, Knight ain't going to get the win, and he's probably on his way to the main roster very soon. So
please don't change his gimmick. Oh,
his name will be something like Crunch or something.
It'll be
debuting it. It's everybody's good friend that everybody always remembers. He used to go by a different name, but now it's Crunch.
Oh my god, we'll get on to that promo in a little bit, but
oh my god,
we got a backstage promo from NXT champion Braun Breaker. Then we get the second women's Dusty Cup semifinals match between the teams of Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray and Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. Before the match, we get a segment of Tony D'Angelo eating at his cousin's restaurant. He states he will become the new Dawn of NXT at NXT Stand and Deliver. So I believe he's going to lay out an open challenge, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong on that. Maybe he'll be in the ladder match, but I'm pretty sure he's issuing a challenge to somebody.
Who will it be?
That's right. Maybe a main roster guy.
Yeah.
But,
who's going to be next to come down?
Oh, yeah, really? But this was actually a really good tag match, I thought. Casey and Caden hit Kaylee Ray with a elevated Poison Rana, which looked amazing. They almost advanced, but Shirai uses Carter to break up the pin. Shirai takes out Carter by throwing her into the steel steps. Ray hits the KLR bomb. Then Shirai wins it for her team by hitting Casey with the moonsault. The finals of the Women's Dusty Cup will be the teams of Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu taking on the team of Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai. So we will see how that plays out. They cut to the Toxic Lounge. Cora Jade breaks in and jumps Mandy Rose, but she is eventually pulled apart. Indy Hartwell is in the locker room watching this on her tablet. Persia Parada and Duke Hudson walk in. Here's another favorite segment of mine. We get more dissension between the two. The segment ending with Indy challenging Persia to a match. Duke Hudson, Persia Parada, and I hate to say it, but Indy Hartwell, they suck. I've hated these segments.
I know, they seem like they're just so forced.
I liked Indy Hartwell. Like, it was definitely corny, her and the whole Dexter thing, but it worked. I don't know why, but it just worked. And now it's just
It worked better when the Way was together, though.
Yeah, it made sense when there was people in the story. Now there's no people in the story.
It's just Dexter shows up, stares at somebody, and they start
Dexter's
kissing.
like the silent kid in every class that just doesn't say anything and just looks at everybody.
Does he even wrestle anymore? When's the last time Dexter had a match?
He lost. I don't even know. He probably lost to Duke Hudson or something.
Oh my God, Duke
putting people over like Rover and just staring to the abyss.
Like Loomis is a guy that's different. That I think he should get some kind of push. I would actually like to see him be next in line to face Carmelo Hayes now that Pete Dunne is gone and Dexter Loomis is still a face. I think they could have a decent feud. I mean, actually, well, now that I think about it, they kind of already did something with that with Johnny Gargano, Dexter Loomis, and Carmelo and Trick. If you guys remember. Might have been last year around Halloween time. Yeah, very start
of Carmelo's run.
Especially in NXT 2.0 in general. But I think they could run it back because I don't know. I can't really see anyone else in that position.
Not really remembering that. That's not heavy in my brain.
Yeah, I don't know how I remembered it. It just popped into my
head.
But...
I feel like it's not overplayed because I can't remember it.
Maybe we'll see Dexter on main event soon.
Yeah. And he'll follow Bronson Reed back to
him. Then he'll get repackaged.
Let's call him Shaw Samuel. Sir, that was actually his name. Oh, shit. Well, we can't use his real name. We are all about entertainment.
Let's call him Del McClarklow.
Let's call him Frankie.
Let's just call him Dexter. He will be called just Dexter if he goes to the main roster.
Yeah.
Or Loomis.
Loomis. It sounds like someone in the shower.
It reminds me of Billy Loomer from Mitz Declassified. Who remembers that show?
God. I remember that. I don't remember the character, but man.
He was the bully.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can start like a TV show.
Or sorry, what'd you say there?
Is Dexter a TV show, right? Or it was?
Yeah, it was. Kid. It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they'll give him a name and then they'll give him a gimmick, a different gimmick. It's
I could see him with a lab coat on.
I never watched it. I don't know nothing. The only thing I watched
is Dexter a lab coat. Let's hear that in the comments. Right. Give Dexter a lab coat.
Those were all prime Nickelodeon shows, weren't they?
What one?
I believe so, yeah.
The Dexter and Ned's class. I don't know. I could be wrong there, but
NXT. How about Dexter's Laboratory?
Oh. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked here. The NXT Tag Team Championship match. Imperium defended against MSK. Stratton is backstage. He promises to break Saray's face next week, so that will be a match. Match starts. MSK use their quick offense to get an early advantage. Imperium get back into it by hitting some strikes and grinding down the challengers with submissions. Wes Lee goes to attempt to dive to Marcel Bartel on the outside, but is caught by Eichner and gets hit with a bat breaker. The Creed brothers run in all taped up and they attack both teams, causing a DQ. So that's how the segment ends. They just kind of lay out both teams and they'll most likely get the match at Stand and Deliver, which makes sense. I wouldn't. The Creed brothers are going to beat Imperium at Stand and Deliver if that is the match.
Yeah,
I'm sad it's not the match.
I like MSK really. Like,
yeah, I'm not trying to shame MSK in no way, shape, or form, but I was ready for the Creeds.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think they've been putting in the good work, and we'll see what happens there at NXT Stand and Deliver. They then cut to Draco Anthony working out backstage. He gets interrupted by Joe Gacy and Harland. Zion Quinn walks in and told Draco not to listen to anything Gacy has to say. This is probably leading to some kind of tag match. Maybe it already happened on NXT Level Up. Hard to say. I don't watch it. So it's basically main event, but with NXT guys.
Yikes.
Not much to see.
It hasn't happened. But Joe Gacy and Zion Quinn wrestled on Level Up the other week.
Okay, so there's kind of an ongoing feud there, but they just see the problem with this show is that they got so many new talent. I've said this multiple times. I'm a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. They just cram too much into each show.
Yeah, they're trying to push too many people at once.
Yeah, like when they focus on matches, it's great. Like the women's tag team tournament matches have been great. LA Knight and Grayson Waller was awesome. The triple threat that we'll get to very shortly. It was pretty decent. It didn't get the amount of time I thought it would, but nonetheless. NXT Championship match. Braun Breaker defended against Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa. After Dolph makes his entrance, we get a promo package hyping up NXT UK star A-Kid, former NXT UK Heritage Cup champion. A-Kid will make his NXT 2.0 debut next week. Ikemen and Kushida are backstage watching it on TV, talking about the announcement. It looks like Kushida could be A-Kid's first opponent just by the way he was talking about it with Ikemen. So that should be a good debut match. Probably won't be given the time it deserves.
What's the word on this A-Kid anyway? I don't have any knowledge.
Yeah, I've never seen his matches.
He A-Kid, if I'm not mistaken. No, this don't really mean much to me, but he got a 5-star rating from Meltzer on the Independent. So he's known, and I've seen some of his matches. He's a really great wrestler. Character-wise, I'm not too sure how he'll translate, because he's the problem with a lot of the NXT UK people, I think, is just and I think Dunne can be roped into this. NXT UK, when it was about wrestling, when that was the core foundation, storylines were a thing, but wrestling was the key thing. But when you're talking about entertainment, a lot of these guys just have trouble translating to that because they just want to wrestle.
Yeah, some people aren't segment people, and if they are, you need to put them with people that can push them through the segment.
Yeah, and I'm not going to discredit A-Kid because he is a great wrestler, and I did catch his UK Heritage Cup match with Noam Dar. It was pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. But it's also, again, it's another new star that they're going to try to build up, and we'll probably get even more segments than on this already crowded show. But anyways, we'll see what happens there. Let's get into the match here. Dolph is constantly picking the right spots as Ciampa and Breaker fight. Breaker manages to get the two up to hit a double suplex throughout the match. All three men are going tit for tat back and forth. We got a botch here, and it was pretty bad. So Ciampa got Dolph up in a powerbomb position. Braun was supposed to spear Ciampa mid-move, but he completely met. I don't know if he just slipped on the ring mat or he just aimed wrong, but he completely messed, and it was he got the you fucked up chance from the crowd. So yeah, I don't think they're paid off after they did, because they definitely wouldn't have been allowed to do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, they eventually did redo the spot correctly, and it looked good. But anyways, Breaker eventually gets Dolph up to hit the military press power slam. He goes for the cover near the ropes, but Robert Roode runs out and pulls the referee to the outside before the 3 count. Breaker then went to the outside to beat up Rube. As he's going to climb back in, Ciampa hits him with the Willow's Bell DDT, then the fairy tale ending. Before he can go for the cover, Dolph throws him out. He goes to steal it, but Breaker manages to kick out of the pin. The match ends when Ciampa goes to hit the running knee to Breaker, but Roode pulls Breaker out of the ring before he can hit it. Dolph then slides in from the outside to hit a super kick to pin Ciampa, and he is the new NXT champion. I'm very happy for Dolph Ziggler. It was a decent, as this match, I don't know, it was only 13 minutes or so, but for what they did, it was cool. I didn't see Breaker losing it quite yet, but Dolph's he hasn't been doing much on the main roster, and I think he's a good. I was talking to a buddy at work about this. He's now the gatekeeper. He's always been the gatekeeper, but they're title, but now he is the gatekeeper in NXT.
I imagine he'll probably lose to that stand and deliver, but it's cool to see.
I'm curious as to why Breaker lost it. I haven't heard any reports about anything from Fightful or Dave Meltzer or nothing, but I don't know if that's potentially a call up after Mania,
or he'll win it right back.
Because I wouldn't call up Breaker quite yet.
No,
not yet.
No,
he does botch a decent bit.
I see him winning it.
20 what? He's
winning it back.
From greener than a field of grass. Let him grow.
Yeah, character-wise, I think he's got it down packed. But then again, it's also about entertainment. So maybe, WWE's main roster has been notoriously known for bringing up people who might not quite be ready in ring-wise, and that leads to a lot of injuries. And look at Nia Jax, for example.
She wasn't like most girls.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But anyways, we're all happy for Dolph Ziggler. Excited to see where this goes. We'll get a little preview of next week. So NXT 2.0. Cameron Grimes will face Santos Escobar in a North American Championship qualifying match for Stand and Deliver. Indy Hartwell will take on Persia Pirotta in a one-on-one match. And that's all we got. So maybe over time we'll see some matches take place. But anyways, what you guys think of this edition of NXT 2.0?
It's fine.
Done the job. Like, I mean,
nothing special, but
Dolph becoming champ's pretty cool. I mean,
a lot of segments. You kept saying about the segment. That's a lot of segments, backstage segments. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that could have been used for more ring time.
Exactly. Like, I think if NXT if they cut focused. Sorry, what was you gonna say?
If they cut out more of like them segments, that NXT title match could have given about 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but nope, we got to see Persia Pirotta suck face with Duke Hudson. So
yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, like they got this
new WWE time management,
and it's not a WWE exclusive thing either. Like we see AEW try to cram in too much into Rampage and Dynamite, but yeah, like
too many wrestlers.
They got exactly that's the issue they run into. Like, but the only problem with NXT's case is that they got a lot of people who are on TV that maybe shouldn't be on TV yet, and when they try to build these people up and we finally get the match, it might not quite live up to expectations, and it leads to an overall bad show, in my opinion.
Like, man, the old NXT, just an hour long, was perfect.
Yeah,
it really was. Yeah,
you wouldn't see the same people every week because they
didn't get boring. Yeah,
you tape like 4 weeks TV, and everybody had one match. There you go. That was a lot better than cramming everybody onto the show every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like this GM mode. There's like they've made us in the new game use stamina and stuff. Well, I think if the stamina mattered, they'd be dead.
Yeah, like in real life. Yeah, like. Yeah, no, everyone will be just hurt all the time. But they got this new level up show, but it's just matches from what I can see. Maybe you get one backstage segment, but I think they should really take the opportunity.
It's the exact same thing 205 Live was at the end.
Yeah, like
you got 2 or 3 matches.
That you don't really know whose finishers are.
You can build people up in that hour with the right, segments and stuff.
It's usually Joe Gacy's on there.
Yeah.
And like a women's match, and then maybe a tag match with I seen Grizzly Young Veterans was on there last week. So
yeah, unfortunately,
why they downgraded to that?
But yeah, if you're looking for some good wrestling, you are going to find it on this show. If I could say check out anything, it would be the NXT title match, of course, the LA Knight versus Grayson Waller, last man standing, and also Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai taking on Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro, because that was pretty cool too. So definitely check out those matches. And we are going to move on to Dynamite very shortly. Stay tuned. AEW Dynamite, March 9th, 2022. This is the first Dynamite after the Revolution pay-per-view last Sunday. Dynamite was live in Fort Myers, Florida this week, where we open up with a Chris Jericho promo. Jericho said that the match he had with Kingston last Sunday was possibly one of the best matches he's had in his entire AEW career. Jericho brought up refusing to shake Kingston's hand after the match. He wants Kingston to come down to the ring so he can apologize and finally shake the man's hand. Eddie Kingston came out. He admitted that he didn't want to show up at Revolution due to all of his mental health problems, his self-confidence issues that he's battled with for years. He shuts down the annoying. There's a fan kept chanting what? I don't even know if it was a group. It was just one guy. So he shuts that down. That got a pop from the crowd. He told the fan to relax. Steve Austin isn't here. Kingston cut a promo about how the fans gave him motivation to go through with the match. He's visibly getting emotional here. Kingston wanted to know why a legend like Chris Jericho refused to shake his hand. Jericho admits that he screwed up. He wants to right his wrong by showing respect. He shakes Kingston's hand, man to man. Jericho's and Kingston's AEW rivals, Daniel Garcia and 2.0, came out to beat down the two. Santana and Ortiz run out to even the odds. As Santana's holding Garcia, Jericho has his bat. He pulls a Vince Russo swerve and he cracks Santana and Ortiz over the head with the bat. Jake Hager runs in afterward. Jericho, Garcia, Hager, and 2.0 beat down on the baby faces. All 5 men stand together. Hager then grabs Kingston and powerbombs him from the apron onto a table on the outside. Jericho gets on the mic and states they are the Jericho Appreciation Society, and that is entertainment. What'd you guys think of this?
The name's lackluster, but I like what's going on.
Yeah, it's an odd name, but
the name kind of sucks. I guess Inner Circle's Rant's course.
Could have called them the Jericho Jerkoffs if you're gonna go that route.
Yeah, but yeah, Inner Circle's Rant's course.
Yeah, definitely. It's been digested.
I loved it. It was one of my favorite staples, but it's Rant's course. You can always have a reunion. I think it's probably best for like Santana Ortiz to move on because you already got Sammy Guevara's moved on, and it gives Jericho a new crop of stars to elevate.
Exactly, like
never went nowhere.
Yeah, like AEW is. You can tell they're high on Daniel Garcia.
2.0 is kind of an odd choice.
And I'm always high.
They haven't really been. I like Daniel Garcia, but 2.0 has been like portrayed like not very serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I guess the other week in the Battle Royal they did eliminate Santana Ortiz, so
yeah, so it all came full circle.
There is actually some storyline there.
So yeah, looking forward to what happens here. I like the segment, definitely worth a watch there. We got a CM Punk MJF dog collar match recap. Punk is he got a promo after the match. He's all bloodied up and stuff, and we then get AEW World Championship match. Hangman Adam Page, the champion, defended his title against Dante Martin, one half of Top Flight. Dante gets a lot of shots in, but Hangman is able to maintain the course. Dante goes to dive onto Hangman, but gets caught and hit with the Death Valley driver for a 2 count. That looked pretty cool. Martin comes back, sending Hangman to the outside, then hitting a top rope moonsault to Page on the outside. He goes to capitalize with another dive, but Hangman catches him with a power bomb. The two have a good back and forth sequence on the outside. Dante slides back into the ring, but on his way back, he meets a buckshot lariat from Hangman Adam Page. He retains his championship. After the match, Tony Schiavone gets in the ring to interview the champ. Page told Dante to get his ass back in the ring. He showed his respect for Dante Martin. Then Adam Cole walks out and he shuts it all down. He congratulates Hangman for his fluke win at Revolution. Cole challenges Hangman to a 6-man tag match next week. That was kind of an odd thing to say. Instead of just like a one-on-one for the title, I want you in a 6-man tag match. But anyway,
I want you and a bunch of other people in the ring.
Yeah, that was odd. But anyways, Cole states he's got 2 young men that are one of the best tag teams in the world. Cole yells that he will not stop until he is the new AEW World Champion. After this, the new team of Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley with their manager, William Regal, versus JD Drake and Anthony Henry, the Workhorsemen.
Who?
Yeah, I guess they were a team in Ring of Honor, as the commentary said. But
I'm gonna call these guys Team Who, because who you?
But
I recognize the other guy from NXT. I think he was on there.
Okay.
Anthony Henry. He was I don't forget his name. Asher Hale or something.
Large.
Okay. 205 Live guy, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
And the other guy, I thought he was part of the Wingmen with Nemeth and Nemeth.
Yeah, he is currently, but
Nemeth, not Nemeth.
I always say Neck Nemeth.
I said Nemeth, like Planet Nemeth from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh no. Tongue twister for BROKENZack. But
I'll show you the tongue twister.
Oh dear. Danielson got Henry into the surfboard submission. Moxley then tags in, bites the head of Henry as he's in the hold. JD Drake tags in. Moxley takes Henry off the apron, then tags in Danielson. Moxley hits a bad looking tope, so it was here to the outside. He barely connected. I don't even know if he did connect, but anyways. Danielson wins the match for his team by hitting the running knee, some stomps into the label lock, tapping Drake out. Tony Schiavone went to the ring. He's all over the place to interview the team.
Run.
Regal got on the mic to deliver. He delivered a very emotional promo here about his demons with addiction over the years. He thanks. He says something pretty, he says he knows he's not long for this world. That was pretty dark, but you never know. I mean, when these wrestlers, with the pills and the alcohol, I mean, it's not
wrestling.
Yeah, like
wrestling hurts.
He might be, he might not be wrong. I hope, he has a long and, prosperous life, but
like through the roof. So I hope that he can promo on.
Yeah. Regal thanks Tony Schiavone for helping him 29 years ago. He doesn't quite get into what he helped him with, but anyways, he's getting teared up as he's saying this.
Yeah, he might have bought him tinfoil or something when he really needed it.
Oh god, that's a big help. Regal said he was no longer required in his old job. He's referring to NXT, of course. And after sitting at home for 2 months, he was reminded of Bryan Danielson mentioning him on TV. Regal called Bryan the perfect wrestler. And he then recounts the first time he met Moxley 11 years ago, I believe. Regal calls Moxley and Danielson the perfect combination, with Bryan being the best wrestler and Moxley being the most sadistic in the game today. Regal challenges anyone to step up or get stepped on. Later that night, Regal tweeted out, I think he might have went a little bit overtime, so he apologized for that, but I don't think anyone's going to really blame him. It was a great promo. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Regal's the man.
He is. I'm glad. It's just he shouldn't even be in AEW. He should still be in NXT, because why would they release a guy like that?
You could say War Games so good.
War Games. Everything he could do, like behind the scenes, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad he's doing that with AEW now.
Yeah, what a mentor! Like, who's a more professional wrestler than Regal? And he's seen some hard matches. Go back and watch him in a Fit Finlay match. Like, they keep absolute piss out of each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know. WWE's just. Anyways, we're talking about AEW, but yeah, it's always just mind-boggling to me when that stuff happens. But anyways, Alex Marvez interviews the Dark Order. AEW World Champ Hangman walks in and apologizes for shoving them during his match with Adam Cole at Revolution. John Silver then asks Page, who will he be picking out of the Dark Order to team with him next week? Hangman breaks the news that he actually caught up with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy after his match with Dante Martin. The Dark Order are visibly upset with the news, and they tease further tension between Hangman and the Dark Order. This was an odd segment. Like, they didn't quite know when to talk. Like, it was just, there was some like awkward silence, and yeah, it was just an odd segment. I don't think it needed to be in the show, personally.
Yeah, it didn't really show much. Like, it didn't really do much for anybody. Like, no one come out of that better. So what?
Yeah, like. And I'll be honest, man, like, obviously Brody Lee had a big impact on the Dark Order, and I don't want to sound disrespectful and shitting on the Dark Order, but in their current state right now, they're a comedy team. I can honestly never take them seriously. I don't know if this is maybe leading to a Dark Order heel turn, but even if it is, I mean, I don't know. I can't, still the dynamic of the team. I said this before on the show, but, they got nothing but tag teams. And then you got one female, but anymore. Like, I just don't get it. They are over though. So, I mean, and they are talented people. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they are cool individuals, but they're not my favorite act on the show. That's just a personal opinion of mine. It's okay. Everyone's entitled to it.
I think it's probably too late for them to do anything, like do the push with them. They probably should have done it like last year sometime.
Yeah, just with the bulk roster that they got, and there's way better tag teams. So
yeah, they're just slowly falling down the card, and it's a shame because if Brody was still here, they'd probably be on top of the world.
Yeah, they would at least get a tag title run, I would assume.
Yeah,
Brody is world champ, and maybe Uno and Grayson is tag team champions, but. Yeah, like if they maybe had an AEW Dark Tag Team Championships, and maybe, but I don't. And this current, all the teams they got, they're just, I don't know.
Bringing trios into this.
Yeah, if they do a trios titles, which I think they will once Omega comes back, because Tony Khan publicly said it. But yeah, I mean, I could see him win that. I think that would be more fitting because they got so many guys. Like, I think. Maybe they could, dethrone the Young Bucks if they win. I don't know. We'll see how that happens once Omega comes back.
Freebird rule where they, like, all the Dark Order defend them.
Yeah, like, there's ways, but I don't know. And here's another group of people that's, I'm not really high on, but they are over. Wheeler Yuta with the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy and Danhausen are accompanying him to ringside. He takes on Pac. Pac is accompanied by Penta Oscuro and his manager, Alex Abrahantes. Orange Cassidy is in his arm's in a sling due to the ladder match he had at Revolution. Took some nasty bumps there. This was a quick but decent match. Wasn't anything crazy. Pac won by tapping out Yuta with the brutalizer submission. And moving on from that, Adam Cole is backstage with the Young Bucks and Red Dragon, the Cutler Cam, if you will. Cole wants Red Dragon and the Young Bucks to stop arguing with each other. Cole reveals his tag partners. He picks Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And this is teasing tension between Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, which will most likely come to a head when Omega gets back. So they're laying the groundwork for the feud, obviously, but without Omega there yet, he should be back for Double or Nothing, I'd assume.
Hopefully.
Should be.
But anyways, yeah, well,
who knows?
But we didn't say this at the start, but we did get a debut, which is probably one of the biggest names to sign with the company in its 3-year history. But we'll get on to it. Emergency board meeting with the AHFO. Before this, we get a backstage. Now, this was weird. So they cut backstage. Their FTR is being interviewed. I don't know if it was by Alex Marvez or Giovanni. So Dax Harwood was talking about his family, and Tully Blanchard was telling him to stop all that and focus on what really matters is the tag titles. And FTR just drops Tully Blanchard as their manager. What? No build. They're Tully Blanchard is no longer managing FTR. They kicked them out. So I don't know why they did that. I don't know if there's anything, maybe some reports have more information on that, but that was just random.
Out of the blue. I don't know why.
They worked so well. Like I didn't see any reason for that.
I don't know if Blanchard has to go away for a while, or maybe his contract's expiring, but it was weird. I don't know. But anyways, on to the emergency board meeting. All the members of the AHFO are in the ring. Matt Hardy is dumbfounded that Andrade wants to kick him out of the faction he started. Andrade wants to take a vote to determine whether Hardy will be kicked from the group or not. So it's basically a thumbs up, thumbs down kind of deal. Andrade and his assistant, Jose, I believe, put their thumb down. And Private Party initially put their thumbs up for Hardy to stay. But behind Hardy's back, they put the thumbs down, Batista style. Hardy turns around to see Private Party has turned against him. And every member of the AHFO starts stomping Hardy down. Darby Allin's music hits. Him and Sting make their way to the ring, but they're still at a disadvantage. None other than Jeff Hardy's classic Hardy Boys theme hits. And the reason he could use it is because the song is basically just a stock theme. I've heard it in some TV shows and stuff. So, yeah, that's why he was able to. It's not no Jim Johnson or.
Man, I love the Jeff Hardy memes of the quick little jolt that he gives.
So he makes his way to the ring, but as his brother's getting beaten down, he does his dance that he always does.
It's time to dance.
So good.
Always time to dance. Never
that was probably the best moment of the week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to save my brother.
Yeah, it was odd, but man, it was funny. But yeah, so Matt hits the twist of fate onto the blade. Then Jeff hits a picture perfect swanton bomb. The brothers hug it out, and the segment ends with Matt and Jeff having a stare down with Darby and Sting. Jeff Hardy is officially all elite. What do you guys think of this pickup?
Love it. Jeff Hardy's like one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, as soon as he left WWE, I suspected as long as he can keep a spot on the card, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, like it wasn't no secret he was coming to AEW because I think Matt said on a live stream or something he is when his no completes up, he is going. So it was.
I mean, it wasn't the biggest surprise ever. We knew it was happening, but
cool
sometimes it's good to get something that you expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it played out perfectly. So I mean, I can't really complain. They did eventually appear on Rampage 2 nights after, but Zach will be reviewing that. Tony Schiavone is interviewing, AEW's former newest acquisition, Swerve Strickland. Tony Nese interrupts his interview. Kenny Arrow, one of Kenny Arrow's favorites. He challenges Swerve to a match on Rampage. Swerve said it's his house, so they're building to that. Good to see Swerve on TV. Tony Schiavone interviews the face of the Revolution ladder match winner, Wardlow. Wardlow cuts a great babyface promo here. He talks about growing up with little to no money, being forced to sign a contract with MJF to be his muscle to provide for his family. Wardlow said that he is no longer MJF's bodyguard and he is no longer a member of the Pinnacle. Then he demands that MJF releases him from his contract, which is kind of mirroring a situation between Mustafa Ali and Vince McMahon right now.
Yeah, it's funny how those things mirror each other.
But anyways, he then closes out by saying AEW is officially Wardlow's world. Wardlow will face either Sammy Guevara or Scorpio Sky for the NXT Championship next week, I believe.
I think it would have been like funny if they posted a Wardlow is all.
Yeah, you said NXT.
Sorry, TNT Championship.
NXT. They should have gave us a Wardlow is all elite post after. That'd been funny.
Yeah, really though. They probably will. They love.
He probably got one 3 years ago, but
yeah, pretty much. Where was he even before? Indies, wasn't he?
He did have a tryout. I listened to his Chris Van Vliet interview on YouTube. He had a tryout with WWE. It didn't quite go well, but he was on the independents for a little bit. But like he's going to be most known for AEW. Like that was really where he found his footing as a wrestler. For sure. Whatever promotion he was in before, they probably that's probably the biggest gym they've created. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, great babyface promo. I like how Wardlow sounds on the mic. You know what I mean? Like he's got kind of an intense voice. He's a big guy, but he's got an intense voice. So, anyways,
no Lashley, who's like, he's huge and bulky, but then he grabs the mic and he's like, "Are you seriously really gonna fight me at the pay-per-view?"
I was worried about that. I mean, after I listened to the interview, though, like I was kind of not worrying because Wardlow's got a good voice for wrestling. But I mean, yeah, if he was in a Bobby Lashley situation, that would have sucked. But luckily, he isn't. Looking forward to what happens next week between him and MJF. We get a backstage segment between Keith Lee and QT Marshall, but he likes to be called Marshall, who really gives a fuck. QT told Lee they have a common interest when it comes to getting even with Team Taz. He then said the factory will have Keith Lee's back. Lee refuses his offer, so his back's pretty large. He can take care of himself, he told. And QT, as Lee walks off, he screams, "You'll pay for this," like a classic comic book villain. The two are going to go on to have a match on Rampage. After this, AEW World Tag Team Championship match, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Christian Cage at ringside defended their titles against the Acclaimed Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. We had some good action in this match. At one point, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus attempt the Doomsday Escalara onto Caster, but Bowens trips up Jungle Boy on the ropes. The Acclaim then hit Jungle Boy with a series of strikes, leading to Caster going up to the top rope, hitting the mic drop elbow. But he gets the pin attempt, but is broken up by Luchasaurus. Caster takes out Luchasaurus on the outside with a drop kick through the ropes. The Acclaimed hit Jungle Boy with a nasty looking elevated slam. I don't know if Jungle Boy got either quite the right amount of height or rotation, but yeah, it looked pretty nasty.
Yeah, those are risky moves, and they seem to perform them annually.
Yeah,
like on a weekly basis. They're just spitting out doomsday devices where people are doing backflips onto a wooden ring.
Yeah, like it is a very cool looking move. But anyways, Bowens distracts the referee, Aubrey Edwards. Caster goes to hit Jungle Boy with his chain, but Christian Cage pulls him to the outside so Luchasaurus could deliver a right hand. Match ends when Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus hit the Doomsday Escalara to Anthony Bowens, I believe, to retain their championships. Yeah, decent tag match. It kind of sucks that as good as the Acclaimed is, they're always losing the big ones.
Yeah, they've never got a big notable win. Sort of like Eddie Kingston before this Jericho thing.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even say like the Acclaim lose even just like 8-man tag matches and stuff. Like, they're going up against any prominent faces, they're not going to win, and it sucks. But when you got so many teams, what do you do?
They deserve something. Like, they've been consistently good.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they'll be the tag champ.
I mean, there's just so many other teams. You can't push everybody.
Exactly. It's just, we're kind of just watching a prologue of their career straight now, just kind of hoping and waiting to get to chapter 1. But anyways, after this, TBS champion Jade Cargill cuts a backstage promo. Jade and her manager, Smart Mark Sterling, go over her 30-0 match record. Jade then asked who wants to step up and receive her kiss of death on that bitch show. So pretty standard Jade Cargill promo. After this, legit Layla Hirsch took on Thunder Rosa in a AEW World Women's Title Eliminator match. Layla Hirsch went to perform a moonsault from the top rope, but Rosa punches her down. Rosa then meets Layla Hirsch on the top turnbuckle to perform it. This was a bad looking top rope suplex. Didn't quite look right.
Didn't think it looked overly good either.
But then picked her up after for the fireman carries knee. That didn't connect either. So back to back. Anyways, Layla rolled to the outside to grab the turnbuckle wrench that she used on Chris Statlander at Revolution. But Red Velvet ran down to stop it. This got no crowd reaction. I don't know if they were expecting like an overwhelmingly amount of cheers for Red Velvet, but like the crowd was dead.
Yeah,
this whole thing.
She just might have sucked the energy.
Yeah, like, and I don't want to, shit on anyone's performance in the ring, but yeah, it wasn't a great match.
Like, when segments become duds, like, just try it again next time. Like, it was one of those ones where they had good intentions, but just try it again.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously Layla Hirsch is just starting out
again.
Yeah, so you can't really fault anyone too bad. But after a back and forth, Rosa manages to hit Layla with the 5 Thunder driver to win. And Tony Schiavone gets on the mic from the commentator stage. He doesn't come down to the ring. He's just like, all right.
You tired of walking around the damn building, man.
Yeah, really, though. He got word from Tony Khan that next week on Dynamite in San Antonio, which is Rosa's hometown, Britt Baker will defend her AEW World Women's title against the Thunder Rosa in a steel cage match. So after this, we get a backstage segment with the women's champion, Dr. Britt Baker. She's backstage with Rebel and Jamie Hayter. Britt says the conspiracy lives on as she feels it's unfair to be put in this cage match in Rosa's hometown. Britt asked, although Thunder Rosa won the lights out match a year ago, who really won in the end to close the segment, which is true. Even though Rosa won, I mean, Britt Baker's been almost the longest reigning champion. Not quite. I think Sheeta's got to beat for a few days.
It's been remarkable. It's been the most, in my mind, it's been the most marquee must-see
for sure
title run they've had.
Yeah. What I've kind of grown tired of is just the amount of times they mention this lights out match. Like, yeah, it was a great match, but holy shit. Like, this is the only claim to fame that the AEW women's division has right now. Like, hopefully the steel cage match can, we'll be talking about that for a while, but man, they always bring up that lights out match. And it's just like, I understand it. Don't get me wrong, but like, they have to, because what else do they really got?
Yeah, Rosa was a big deal when she first, like Rosa's been, she got a rocket strapped to her back, and rightfully so she does put on good performances.
Yeah, I'm hoping their match next week is better than the one they had at Revolution. I wasn't a big fan of that match at all.
Revolution is such a loaded card, though.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Time to shine this time.
It was just really slow, and like hopefully with a steel cage match they pick up the pace and we get a good match out of it. But we'll see how that goes.
Do you think we'll have a new champion next week?
I think we will.
Me too.
Wardlow ain't winning, but
hey, no, I meant throwing the Rosa. Yeah.
No. I know what you meant, but yeah, we won't get 2 title changes.
No, I can see Thunder winning.
Yeah, I hope she does, because I think Baker's time as champ is. I think it's time. I think Rosa deserves to have the belt, and we get to see what she can do. But anyways, main event time. TNT Championship match, not NXT, as I botched that earlier. Sammy Guevara defends against Scorpio Sky. He is joined by Dan Lambert and Ethan Page. Paige Van Zant was in the front row with her husband. They will play a factor later in the match here. But very early on, Sammy takes it to the outside to set up a table. He puts Sky on the table, goes up to the top rope. He then hits the 630 splash, but Sky got out of dodge, sending Sammy crashing through the table. That looked pretty gruesome. During the picture-in-picture break, the medical team and his girlfriend, Tony Conti, came out to check on him. Conveniently, as the picture-in-picture breaks about the end, Sammy's suddenly not hurt anymore. Just like, all right, let's get back to the match. So that was a little too convenient there. But anyways, out of the break, Sammy is thrown once again to the outside as Conti goes over to him. Paige Van Zant starts talking trash to Conti. Sammy meant to come back and hits a springboard cutter for the 2 count. So that table swap must not have been too bad if he's hitting all this stuff. He is struggling, though, to hit the GTH, but he does hit it. He couldn't fully capitalize because Sky rolled to the apron. Sammy goes to hit a top rope moonsault, but Sky gets the knees up. Dan Lambert distracts the referee. Ethan Page gets on the apron to interfere, but Ty Conti pulls him down. Then Paige Van Zant jumps the barricade and decks Conti, then throws her into the steel steps. Sky hits the TKO finish to become the new TNT champion. The heels beat down on Sammy and Conti after the match. Paige grabs her AEW contract and signs it right on Ty Conti's ass. Paige Van Zant is officially All Elite to close the show. And here's another note here. So Ty Conti was trending on Twitter a few days ago, and it seems like the fans are uninterested or just kind of sick of seeing this on-screen romance take place between Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara.
They're really annoying online.
But this mirrors Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes, you know, like
it does, don't it?
I put out a tweet on her Twitter account, but
sometimes you gotta let things cool down so people know what they should be appreciating. Like once it gets to the point of monotony.
Yeah, like the secret got out that they were together, but I don't think it was warranted them being on screen all the time, you know? Like I think
it'd work better if they were a heel duo.
Didn't Sammy propose on the show?
Yeah, to his other girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara's naturally got a punchable face. It would make sense they're heels. So
I never understood.
I can't see the crowd getting behind it.
They could run with that he had his first proposal on the show.
Oh my god!
I don't know.
That'd be a risky move, but that would be some heat seeking.
It would probably get a reaction.
Cue the bully ray. Now that's heat.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much. But yeah, I don't know. I think they should cool off on because we had that. Remember that mixed tag that was going to be with Cody Rhodes and Brandy taking on Shaq and Jade, but Brandy got pregnant, so Red Velvet took the place, I believe. But
yeah,
I mean the mixed tag thing ain't working. It ain't working for AEW. Like that's more something you'd see on WWE, and it does work there because that's par for the course. They love their on-screen romances. I mean, look at half of the NXT 2.0 nowadays.
Man, Tamina's face with Tozawa now out of nowhere.
Yeah, like I don't think AEW needs to focus on that really.
Yeah, I don't really want to see like JD Drake sucking on someone like.
I think it's gonna backfire on him. Is all I'm saying. Like, no, I don't really care. Like, I'm happy for them. They're happy together. Like, I'm not pissed. It's like, oh no, Tony Conti's taken by Sammy Guevara because some fans out there are morbid and they got ulterior motives to hate the couple, but I think it's going to backfire. They keep doing it. I mean, this is probably leading to a mixed tag match with like Ethan Page and Paige Van Zant taking on Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti at some point. But I couldn't really care about it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not big news to me.
But
I don't know nothing about Paige Van Zant other than Jericho said something about OnlyFans once.
Hopefully, Sammy won't take the heel heat if he does get any to hire like Cody Rhodes did. But yeah,
she a UFC fighter, ain't she, or some?
She was, yes, I believe, yeah.
Okay,
that or Bellator or whatever.
Was she any good?
I believe she was.
Well, I mean, if you make it to the UFC, you can probably beat the fuck out of me.
So she's AEW's Ronda Rousey then?
Yeah, probably potentially.
Turn it down about 7 degrees, and you got
maybe she's about to be entertaining.
Yeah,
almost Rosie. That could be her gimmick.
At least Paige would probably be more entertaining than Rosie was on SmackDown.
Yeah, really though. And we will get on to that next up. But what did you guys think of AEW Dynamite? Wasn't one of the best shows in my opinion, but it was decent for what it was.
I have a bias for Jeff Hardy's debut. He's like one of my favorites ever.
Of course, yeah.
That was sick. Scorpio Sky finally getting the titles. Pretty sick. Yeah.
I'm sad that Sammy didn't at least get a good run out of either of his times.
He had some great matches here and there, but
I have that kind of feeling of I wish there was more with him losing it.
Yeah, no real feud, I guess. Not.
I can't put my finger at anything interesting.
No, it was. You're gonna see a lot of that with the TNT title, though. I mean, it's mainly match. Matches. It's like the workhorse title.
I mean, that's cool if like it gives other people a chance. Like if we don't have the long title reigns like the world titles.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, the title might actually change hands on TV to some random dude. You don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, no one has had like a crazy long reign yet with the belt. Like, yeah, maybe
Darby Allin did 'cause he never defended it, but
yeah, that's the thing. Like, so I don't know. Maybe someone I think maybe Keith Lee could have that run, or Wardlow if he does. But I don't think he's going to win it right yet. But anyways,
I think MJF or Sean Spears is going to screw that up for him next week
for sure. But we will definitely be reviewing that. Overall, though, if you're wanting to check out anything on the show, check out the Jeff Hardy debut, obviously. Yeah. Check out
the dance.
I check out the Jericho segment. I thought that was good. And check out, I guess, the title matches, the world title match and the tag team. I mean, wasn't nothing you probably haven't already seen, but we got some decent in-ring action.
And check out that Dante Martin Hangman match for sure.
Yeah,
I forgot to mention earlier, Dante Martin. That man's great, and he's younger than me.
He's going somewhere in AEW for sure.
He is special.
That's right. But yeah, anyways, that was our Dynamite review. Now let's move on to Friday Night SmackDown. All right, so now we are going to move to the Kenny Arrow segment. He is going to run down the card for this week's edition of SmackDown. Kenny Arrow, the floor is yours.
That's right. Prepare your ears for the arrow. Here we go.
Right.
The first thing, we are welcomed by Michael Cole to Birmingham, Alabama, and Brock Lesnar's music will hit. Pat McAfee just does his old hyping up the beast type stuff, pretty much. And Brock Lesnar is talking some garbage. And then pretty much Paul Heyman comes out to confront the beast and says that there's no Roman Reigns appearing this week on SmackDown, which prompts the Beast to chase Paul Heyman out of the building, and he gets in a nice looking Escalade and takes off very fast. The Beast doesn't get a chance to touch him, and I guess no Roman this week.
Yeah, he managed to nearly escape.
Brock's underratedly fast, man. I wonder who.
Oh hell yeah! But honestly, realistically, if Heyman had to run away from Lesnar, he would.
There's no damn way.
Nah. Even if he got a head start, if I seen a guy like Lesnar running after me to beat me up, I would actually. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah,
shit yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing you could do. To it. But this is a great opener. I like that a lot.
The next segment on the show, we are dealing with Sheamus and his old buddy Rich Holland. They're talking backstage about a new guy that's going to be joining them. Does anyone want to break the ice and say who was the person?
Zach, I think the floor is yours here.
Butch.
Yeah, everybody knows him. He looks now.
But who is Butch?
Yeah, you know Butch.
But the audience who's listening might not know who Butch is.
Oh my! I know. I don't want to say
chimney sweep you needed in 1880.
Don't remind me. It's Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne is now the chimney sweep of WWE.
Of all people,
and
to get a name change, Pete Dunne.
Yeah, what's wrong with Pete Dunne? It's so sayable.
When Sheamus said he had a friend to introduce, I knew it was going to be Pete Dunne. I just didn't think it was going to be that name.
Yeah.
What the hell?
We know him as Butch.
And now I see reports that it's apparently a rib. I mean, they probably ain't true, but I mean, fuck. I mean, maybe it is because, like, why would you even name someone that expecting them to do anything?
Rich Holland's real name's Luke or something?
Luke Menzies, yeah, I think it
Luke
is.
and Butch, the Butchwhackers. So.
Oh my god, yeah.
Why Butch? If they're gonna rename Pete, then at least give him a different name.
They like their one names too. Like that's just oh my god.
Yeah.
When's Rich Holland just gonna become Ridge?
Yeah, really though.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they done it to Cesaro. That's bound to happen.
This whole segment was awful, and Kenny's gonna get on to the match, but yeah, I mean that pretty much killed the whole episode for me.
Yeah, and what happened in this coming match was a big downer.
Yeah,
with Sheamus and Rich Holland taking on Kofi Kingston and Big E, where the match was really taken over by the moment that happened between Rich Holland and Big E, where Big E took a very scary fall from an overhead suplex from Rich Holland. And yeah,
he landed right on the top of his head, right on the neck, on the outside. And yeah, the camera didn't even pan on him like that whole like after that. Yeah. He was getting locked at, and Kofi.
It was censored out if you didn't see it, I think, wasn't it? Like if you didn't see it right when it happened.
Yeah, probably out of the yeah, that wasn't. I don't know. Maybe they replayed it. I can't remember, but I doubt it.
Well, but, I have an update from whatever sources WWE had that he has a broken neck, but he can move his extremities, like so he can move his fingers, toes.
He's
not paralyzed. His neck is broken. Yeah, did he go in and out of surgery?
No, he don't need surgery.
That's the best news ever. Like, so he'll probably only be gone for like a few weeks.
Hopefully,
that's a ridiculous amount of luck on a broken neck. Like, not many people break their neck and say they can be up and at them in weeks.
And the backlash from this was Rich Holland was raked over the coals online on Twitter and stuff like that. What do you guys think of this whole situation with Rich Holland? Do you think there should be any kind of punishment laid out? Should he be taken off of SmackDown? And how would you handle it?
I just think it was a bad situation. Like, why was he asked to fully throw Big E's like over his head? Like, why couldn't it be like almost a belly to belly? Like,
yeah, I said the same thing.
Dangerous of a move. Like, you didn't have to go the dangerous route.
Yeah.
And if he was doing the overhead, then you should have just like kind of Reg falls down and then kind of throws him. Like, don't make him have to do a flip in the air.
Yeah, like that's a lot of weight to try to, first of all, lift up, and also Big E had to rotate. And if he's not properly elevated to flip fully, that stuff's going to happen. And Ridge did also drop Gargano on his head on an episode of NXT a few years ago.
It seems like Rich Holland's got like a cursed career going on here.
Oh, for sure.
He dropped Johnny on his head. He snapped his leg. Like Rich guy's leg snapped. Yeah, you remember that? You got his nose broken at day one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he should be punished because accidents happen.
Of course,
it seems like a pattern though. No,
I think
so many apps.
I think it'd be wise just to give him some extra training.
Yeah, he's only been wrestling since 2017. I mean,
some extra training.
But with Nia Jax, with Nia Jax, she never really got reprimanded, as far as we know. Like maybe backstage she did, but I mean, she was still on TV in a prominent role, even after injuring a lot of the talent, like Kairi Sane and Becky. A bunch of other people. Yeah, Becky. Maybe he probably won't receive any kind of punish, but especially for Pete Dunne's SmackDown debut, this whole segment was just a mess. And we're wishing we here at Do the Damn Dive are wishing Big E like a very speedy recovery. We're glad he's doing okay.
Hopefully it's not career threatening.
Of course, yeah. And moving on.
Moving on, we are. Yes, indeed.
I felt like after this, I know we're about to move on, but after this, the whole mood of SmackDown was just dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it took on the vibe of like everybody was thinking of Big E.
Yeah.
Anyway, next that airs, we have KO's challenge to Austin, kind of a recap for that. And we also get a recap for Ricochet's Intercontinental title win over Sami Zayn with the appearance of Johnny Knoxville.
Of course.
And coming up after that was Drew McIntyre's entrance with his giant sword. He's supposed to team with the Viking Raiders against Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, and Jinder Mahal. That ends up being it turns up being a beatdown as the Viking Raiders are taken out, and then it becomes a huge assault on McIntyre, and then McIntyre kind of more or less defies the odds.
Yeah, beats up 4 men to 1. He took out Shanky, he took out Mahal.
He just started dropping dudes like they were flies.
And yeah, so that is going to be a match on the mini card. I'm not sure if it's night 1 or night 2, but yeah, we are getting McIntyre versus Happy Corbin, and it sucks.
What's your excitement level on that? Honestly,
not at all. Like, it sucks that McIntyre's got nothing else to do. He really doesn't.
Now, like, what is it that hard to come up with something for Drew? Like, it's really
when Brock Lesnar's still going to be there, I don't think Drew's got a shot. Like after Brock potentially leaves after Mania, we don't know if that's actually going to be the case. But if Roman does win and becomes a undisputed champion, I feel like Drew should definitely be in the conversation for a match. Just because if you put him in the mid card now, it seems kind of like a demotion. But what he's in is not. I mean, it's not really any better. But there's what else? What do you do with a guy like that in his current position? Like, he's a main event guy, but Roman and Brock are the only 2 people that can be on that level right now, and it's hurting Drew McIntyre's credibility a little bit as a top star, in my opinion.
This rivalry's been going on since last year.
Yeah, and it's been dead in the water for a long time.
I don't care about Happy Corbin.
I liked him better when he was sad.
Sad Corbin was way more entertaining.
Yeah,
they dropped the ball on that one, finishing that too soon.
Like, we could have had something way better for Drew McIntyre going into Mania, like Sheamus or something. But here we are with this feud still going on since. When? Survivor Series or before? After? I know Jeff Hardy was still there when they started it, because I remember that Jeff Hardy's last segment there was him and Drew dancing after beating up Corbin, because Jeff put his hat on. Remember, Jeff put Corbin's hat on and the floss or whatever. So it's been going on since at least end of November. And here we are, middle March almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks, but hopefully after Mania kind of runs its course, Drew gets in a more prominent feud. Yeah, very generic babyface syndrome that he's in right now.
Yeah,
hell, send him over to Raw and him put Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Yeah, why did he come to SmackDown to never face Roman? Like, what's the point?
He came to SmackDown to do not. I mean, he wasn't really going to do much on Raw, anyways. But that's just the worst part about it. Either show, there's not really a great spot.
I know. Where do you go? Like, even if you're them, like the best case scenario right now would be more or less an IC run or something to hold them over, but you've got those slots just filled because you've had title changes bounce around in each spot there. So now you're really pinched. You wasn't before because you had some people that had the titles for a couple like lengthy reigns, but now your hands are really tied that he doesn't even have a mid-card title to go back to. So really, what do you do?
Yeah, let's just hope they give him something worth note. I mean, yeah, he's on Mania, great, but if you're in a feud that isn't really, entertaining, or how they like to entertain, I think Drew could be used in a better role. And let's just see what happens after Mania. But anyways, I think we're ready to move on here.
That's right. We are next over to a segment between Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. It's like a promo where Charlotte is getting criticized by Ronda about getting in the ankle lock with her high heels on, and Ronda's just acting like she's got a new submission to her game. So there's 1,000 different ways that she can tap her out. And Charlotte's argument is that she's still the champ. She's still on top. That doesn't prove anything, and that at Mania she's gonna prove herself. But pretty much, in my opinion, the promo from Ronda was like she was reading off like what I need to get at the grocery store. It was really
right. Oh my god, that's brutal.
It was like you need carrots and you need potatoes.
It's like when you had to read out loud to the class.
Yeah, it was very forced. I didn't like it.
That's the worst thing about this. I mean, first of all, they're hyping up this armbar, and it's not like there's anything new to Ronda Rousey. That was her finish in her 2019 run, but they don't got anything else to go off of here with this feud. Like, there's nothing else they can do. So they're just gonna hype up a submission move, you know. And also with that, Charlotte and Ronda Rousey both. I don't know if this is a polarizing opinion or not, but they're just not great on the mic. That would top me into a building.
I know.
They're not my favorites.
I mean, Charlotte's improved, but not, you know.
Charlotte's got the mic skills. I love her in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, she puts on great matches, but like when you got Ronda Rousey who's just sleeping through her lines, and
you know, no one in that feud can talk. Someone's got to talk.
You're like, how do you hype up that, like, armbar or not? Like, what do you do?
That's why wrestling's not just wrestling. Like, I know it's a big part of it, but there's got to be other pieces. You gotta hype some stuff up.
I mean, it is Ronda Rousey, and her name alone makes some money. So
yeah, of course, like, people are gonna be excited.
It don't matter if she can talk or not to them.
But they can only milk that cash cow so long.
And this is nothing new. Like, it's not like I've just all of a sudden, Rousey took Sasha Banks' spot and I'm just bitter. I mean, that's not the case at all. Like, I couldn't really care less, but you know, I've never caught on to any Rousey promos, and it's always been a detriment to her game in a way, because she's done voice acting and stuff, and that never even really was great.
No.
So, I mean, what do you do?
Her voice, like, skills are just anything to do with her mic skills, voice skills, language skills. She doesn't come across as authentic. It's just BS.
But yeah, hopefully the match will turn out great.
On to the next one, I would say.
Yes, sir.
That's just a dead horse. We had another thing that I would call a dead horse, a 3-minute and 40-second match between Naomi and Sasha Banks and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. And Zelina got on the apron. Carmella was distracted by Corey Graves, about all that, and it's just
because they got that new YouTube show, so they got to really play up their own screen romance.
It's just that was a bunch of goof. Anyway, to summarize that, Naomi and Sasha win, and they're going after the tag titles.
Yeah, I mean, downgrade for Sasha, but hey, Sasha and Naomi are on Mania.
She got trumped by Ronda's presence on the show, I think.
Yep, pretty much.
Pretty much sent to the side. And next we are off to Jimmy and Jay talking about their 226-day reign and Roman Reigns' almost 2-year reign. And anyway, they said, like, who's going to step up to him? Did they ever get quick thought? Did the Viking Raiders ever get their chance at the titles?
They did. I think, was it last week?
I think so. It was the week after the Saudi show, I think, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Because it was also the match, like, because there was 2 title matches. There was the SmackDown tag and the IC, which Ricochet won. But
I was just super confused. But
the Raiders weren't ever going to win.
Yeah. So I more or less knew that, but I just it ends up that after they talk all their jizz, that Boogs and Nakamura are the ones to answer their little challenge, and the Usos answer back with, if your boy Boogs can beat Jey Uso, the main event Jey Uso,
that's right,
then you can have a tag match. And Boogs had a bandage up knee at this point, which he slings his bandage over to the side. His knee is actually fine. And this match goes 2:25. And Boogs wins the match, gets him and Nakamura into WrestleMania.
Yeah, like that was the most shocking
That
thing
was
to
just
me.
boom,
Like,
boom, bang, done.
they beat one of the Usos that quick.
Squashing a Uso, man. Like,
Yeah,
what?
like it's just because they don't have time for these matches with all the segments. But what? I mean, that should have at least been a longer match. Like that hurts credibility like more than anything. Like beating a champion that fast. I know it advances the story, but I mean, come on. Like,
yeah, it's just too much.
So it was confirmed, right, that Rick Boogs and Nakamura will be taking on the Usos at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. It'll be a good match.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it should draw some attention.
Probably kick off, yeah.
I like it in that spot though. It's a good energy getter,
True.
But it doesn't suck the energy out of the crowd. Like,
no.
I'm looking forward to the WrestleMania entrance of Boogs and Nakamura.
Yeah. Do you see him winning?
No.
I would like it though.
I'd like them to, but I don't think they will.
Yeah. I think if it ain't them, then who? Like, there's no one. If they don't win, unless there's some other team.
Pit stop, there's nothing.
The New Day this summer. I don't know.
True. Oh God. As much as I like those matches, man, we cannot get another New Day. Usos.
I have no idea who will beat the Usos. They'll probably give them the God run too.
It's going to be a very shaky WrestleMania predictions video when we eventually get to that.
It would be really easy or really hard.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the next few weeks.
Yep, right. We got to keep our eye out, keep our eyes peeled, keep the Eagles looking.
That's right. Moving on.
Keep your peepers open. What? My phone's playing music. Hold on.
Oh no!
It just randomly. Okay, here we go. Jay. Oh wait, yeah. Jay hit him with a. I forgot to mention that he hit, like he broke the guitar over the back of Boogs. I believe it was Boogs. I got the chair. Not the chair. Jeez, the guitar shot to the back.
Yeah, the electric guitar.
Yeah, it's broken. Over. Hopefully, he can find a new one by Mania season.
He should be able to afford it with the contract. Well, I don't know. Actually, who knows? They got to pay for their own hotels and stuff, I believe.
And that would eat away at that salary so fast.
Yeah.
Michael Cole confirms that Lesnar and Reigns are both going to be appearing on SmackDown next week. There's a little hype for Sammy and Ricochet's upcoming match for the main event. But before that happens, we get Austin Theory coming out and having a conversation with Pat McAfee, gives him a big slap in the head, and then the two just go back and forth on each other and stare down. Theory backs away, just dares McAfee to put more hands on him, but he doesn't, and then the segment kind of ends there.
I thought it was weird timing. Like, so Ricochet and Sami Zayn make their entrance, and Austin Theory sits down next to Pat. I'm like, well, why didn't Austin Theory just come out and slap him again instead of just kind of sitting there awkwardly for 2 minutes or so?
Yeah, none of it really made sense. The amount of time that he spent not doing what he should have, like just done his deed and left.
Yeah, just to maybe fill out time. Well, actually, this SmackDown this week ran short, but so that means Pat McAfee was taken away by some security guards. So Michael Cole was the only commentator for the Ricochet Sami Zayn IC title match.
Yippee!
No McAfee. What do you first before we get to the match? What do you guys think of Pat McAfee? Because I'm kind of indifferent to him, honestly.
I like his commentary. Sometimes he's
overhyping. Like when it's big moments, he hypes them up more. Like he has that good hype energy. But when he's trying to hype up something that's dead already, his skills aren't good there. Yeah,
it comes off as forced, and I guess that's his stick. So obviously Vince is going to want him to do it, and there is people who like it. I'm indifferent to it. Like, sometimes I like Pat McAfee's if he was like that just as a performer, I'd probably like it more. But he had something different to the commentary team, I guess, and him and Cole are a good fit together. So I can't really complain there. But I can't say I'm the biggest Pat McAfee fan all the time. But for what he does and for what he is, I think he's pretty decent.
I think Pat just likes trying to make Michael Cole crack up.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure.
Because Michael Cole likes to be so professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stern and stuff. Yeah.
Make him show a little personality on screen and stuff.
Which, if you've ever watched the Mae Young Classic or whatever, Michael Cole can be a really, really good commentator.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the NXT UK tour.
That's what it
UK
was too.
tournament.
Yeah.
It was less scripted than that.
Yeah.
He's got a good voice for commentary. Like, listen, yeah, he is annoying. Like sometimes when he's got to plug or got to say certain
it's
lines.
boss time.
Yeah, stuff like that. But like, I feel like if Cole was in a less scripted environment, I think people would maybe give him a little more slack from over the years. But you can't excuse it. Like when they book him as this heel annoying figure, people are. I mean, when it overtakes the show and he should just be a commentator, that's when. And hopefully McAfee doesn't. That is not the role that McAfee falls into. If he was to maybe turn heel or something.
We already got one heel commentator in Corey Graves.
Yeah, and that can be too much.
I don't get why every commentator needs to have like a heel or face
personal, bias.
They can just call it what they want at the time. Like that's what Taz does, and I like it.
Yeah, I think the time for it's kind of came and went because it's just like why would any reasonable like blue collar commentator like just be like, oh well, he was perfectly justified in cracking him in the fucking skull with a steel chair, like. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that's such a WWE thing. I'm sure there's other heel commentators out there, but like Taz, for example, like Taz is, but he roots for his guys, so it makes sense. Mm-hmm. But he's not just he doesn't just constantly shit on the faces, at least from what I've heard. But I don't know. I think there's ways to do it. But main event time, ain't it?
Yeah, that's right. We had the main event between Sami Zayn and the Intercontinental Champion, Ricochet.
Yay, my boy.
Ooh. The two had very good chemistry. Definitely, I would call it a must-watch. In my opinion, I seriously enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a great match.
It was lots of chops and hurricane runners, very action-packed. Sammy gets a couple near falls, but in the end, Ricochet holds on. This match was actually given some time here. Ran
really though.
Almost 13 minutes. Both men, like I'm surprised that they give Sammy a good amount of time. His Universal title match, when he had that go down, I thought he was dead in the water, but he's sort of bounced back. Ricochet hits his 6:30, so I love to see him do that, and it's a good way to end the main event. That's a main event move.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's a good way to close out a show.
I would go back and watch this. You will not be disappointed, in my opinion.
I'm happy about the Ricochet push.
Yeah, I'm a big Ricochet fan.
I've been a big Ricochet. I've never seen his indie matches, which is like strange here in this current day. But like, I'm a fan. I've loved Ricochet since I've seen him in NXT. So imagine if I would see him on the Indies too, he'd probably be like even higher up there. But man,
Prince Puma, man,
man,
he's one of the funnest people to play as on the games too.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Great moveset.
We're gonna actually get on to some. We're gonna talk about the new wrestling game, the WWE2K22. It just released, I believe, 2 days ago. Like worldwide, obviously, we all got.
I've been playing for like a week almost. I'm like, what?
So we was able to play, I believe, on like March 8th or March 9th?
It was
maybe 9th.
I don't know. It was just Tuesday to me.
Yeah, it's just another Tuesday, like CM Punk says. But yeah, I mean, for this SmackDown, it wasn't very strong in my opinion. But yeah, check out the Butch debut just because of the absurdity of it all. But yeah, I mean, that Biggie injury really killed the show for me. And
yeah, it was a big bummer on the
I mean, like, I'll be honest, I was just checking Twitter constantly, updating, see if he was all right, what was going on.
Yeah, like everything else kind of took a back seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a big health scare, so it just sucked the energy out of the whole episode, more or less. But
I was relieved when I read about that he was giving the thumbs up to the crowd.
Yeah.
So
scary moment.
Yeah.
But glad to see Biggie doing well.
And he unfortunately won't be the last.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
broken freaking neck.
He'll be pulling a Kurt Angle, but he'll come back better than ever, I'm sure. And he'll probably get some big reactions from the crowd when he comes back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
maybe we can get a different version of Big E. Like maybe this can be like in kayfabe. Maybe this can be something that revolutionizes his character.
Yeah, because for the most part, he's still kind of in that New Day mode where he's still like, upbeat and all that stuff.
Like
but
I could see a more serious Big E come, like not serious, but like it's like he knows how close his career was to ending. Like he's gonna take his time for granted. He's gonna come back for that world championship. Like I'd like to see that.
I would love to see a program with him and Roman Reigns.
Like he can be the positive guy, but he don't gotta be like as like jokey, like humping the air and stuff all the time.
Especially if the bloodline like beat up on like Kingston and Woods when because I think Big Woods is due back very soon.
Big E versus Roman would be a amazing a SummerSlam match if Big E's back by then. We don't know.
Hopefully, yeah. I think because Woods, he was out. I forget how he got injured, but he was out for he is supposed to be out to like 4 to 6 weeks. But I'm pretty sure he got injured in January.
Yeah, he was out before the Rumble. I know that.
So we should be due back pretty. I don't know. Maybe they'll save that for after Mania because we are getting near Mania. So, but
I think it was supposed to be a 6-man tag at Mania with the New Day versus Ridge, Sheamus, and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, that could have been a kickoff match. I could see that. Yeah,
I seen that reported somewhere. I don't know.
Damn, that sucks. If it sucks that happened. But anyways, yeah. So our recommendations. The Butch debut, just because how crazy it was, and the Intercontinental Championship match with Sami Zayn and Ricochet. We're going to move on to AEW Rampage. We've seen a in-ring debut of Swerve Strickland. We also see Keith Lee take on QT Marshall. We're going to talk about that very shortly. Stay tuned. Now we're going to give the floor to none other than our guest, BROKENZack. He's going to run down the notes for this week's edition of Rampage. Zach, let's hear it.
So, Rampage, Friday, March, whatever it was.
11th.
Was it the 11th? Good man.
I believe so.
We kicked things off. We got Darby Allin versus Mark Quinn of Private Party. They started off with a technical back and forth until Darby counters to send Mark to the outside. This doesn't last long, however. We get back into the ring, and Mark Quinn's in control. And Mark Quinn, for some reason, I don't know why they booked it, but he was in control for most of this match.
Yeah, I seen that.
It was really very odd. Darby Allin finally managed to get some offense in with a Scorpion Death Drop, though.
Hey, Ricky Morty
one of the only moves he hit. And then Darby Allin, after he hits Scorpion Death Drop, he goes to the top rope for a coffin drop, but on the outside, Isaiah Cassidy distracts him on the apron. However, Sting takes down Isaiah, but Mark Quinn, I guess I forgot to write it down, my bad, but somehow Darby Allin ended up on the outside floor. And Mark Quinn from the top rope hit a 450 splash onto Darby Allin.
That was
outside
nuts.
On the floor. And that was a crazy spot. Mark Quinn putting in the work here on this episode.
That's right. First match back in a while, ain't it? Because he hasn't really been wrestling.
Yeah, that's true, ain't it? And back in the ring, Mark Quinn goes for a shooting star press that gets Karen to a Fujiwara armbar, which he taps out to. Pretty weird that Darby Allin only hit the Scorpion Death Drop and that Fujiwara armbar in this match.
She's just got a really over submission. Maybe Charlotte needs to focus on Darby Allin's armbar, not Ronda Rousey's.
Yeah. Darby, 174 pound.
After the match, the AFO, I guess they're now called, comes out.
Oh my god!
Here we go.
Andrade and the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny, and they come out. However, out comes the Hardys. They make the save. The Hardy Boys, the music playing. They're not called the Hardy Boys in AEW. They're just called the Hardys. I claim Hardy Boys must be trademarked.
They made the save without physically doing anything.
They didn't do shit.
Yeah, it was awkward ending. They just kind of stood there.
They're just like, oh shit, they're here.
The AFO just backed
Just like when your
off.
mom sees you stealing the cookies when she said no more before supper.
They still had the numbers advantage, didn't they? They just never did nothing.
Yeah, they're just like, holy shit, Jeff's earlobes are stretched. We better get out of here.
It was a very weird start.
Yeah,
it's like a match where Darby Allin, one of your top guys, getting his ass kicked by a tag team. It's a shame because Private Party's great and all, but I'd say a lower card, mid card tag team.
Oh yeah.
One
That's right now.
Yeah, he was getting beat by him and won with 2 moves, and then the Hardys come out and they just back off. Hardys didn't even do nothing.
The Hardys stare down.
Yeah, odd opener for sure, but Mark Quinn and you're not going to get a bad match with Allin and Mark Quinn, but just oddly booked. That's the best to say it.
And then we have backstage promos for one of them was Dan Lambert hyping up Scorpio Sky versus Wardlow, and then there was another promo right after that for the House of Black going on. Whatever they do, whatever they talk about in the dark,
Whatever they talk about in the dark.
They got a bigger closet than what Aleister Black was in WWE.
We're back up for another match. Here we got Mercedes Martinez versus Jamie Hayter. Had a very similar start to the first match. It was very technical, back and forth. Mercedes had Jamie in a waist lock for quite a while, though, it seemed like. And then Jamie turned her over. The two lock up, and it's even match up again, back and forth. I actually enjoyed this match.
Yeah,
I didn't expect to really care, but it was good.
Oh yeah, both of them are talented. You just rarely see it, to be honest.
Yeah. Jamie goes for a punch, however, countered by Mercedes in the corner. Solid back and forth match. Ended when Jamie hits a clothesline for the 3 count. However, there was an assistance from Britt Baker who knocked Mercedes Martinez off the top rope. After the match, Jamie, Britt, and Rebel looked to attack Mercedes, but out comes Thunder Rosa in some weird dress to make the save.
Thunder Rosa.
I like her
theme. She was
song.
going to the mailbox, not to win, but
not to wrestle, but yeah, I mean,
it was a good match.
If Rosa was to win the title next week on Dynamite, I could see maybe Mercedes. First of all, like they'll have a face-and-face rivalry, but then they'll kind of Eddie Guerrero, Mercedes Martinez, she'll get pissed off for losing so much. And
you think she'll turn heel again after just turning face?
Anything's possible.
Or do you think you'll just be Mercedes Martinez will fall on the card somewhere?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, if I don't know, I feel like Sheeta is probably gonna fight Jade Cargill at some point. If Rosa, because I guess they could do Britt Baker and Rosa again at Double or Nothing, but I mean,
that's just beating a dead horse.
Yeah, I mean they've had a
lot.
I think
this
matches
upcoming match should be the result.
And Mercedes Martinez, like, not to say this, and it might sound bad, but like she's not getting any younger. I believe she's in her 40s or close to.
Yeah, she's definitely in her 40s, and she's on the final stretch of her career, I would call it.
Yeah, but I think she should definitely I'd like to see her and Rosa have a feud. I think that would be and then maybe they go back to Britt Baker. But for now, I always look at Mercedes Martinez and think heel.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but her as a face, I don't know. But that's just me. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Don't take it for gospel.
I think it's her size. She's bigger than a lot of them. She's got an intimidating look to her. She's covered in tattoos, badass look.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She's got a badass ring gear, or entrance gear and everything. She's got a good look to her. I'd believe her more as a heel than a baby face.
Yeah, I think they could definitely play around with that. But yeah, anyways, good women's segment here. What's up next on the card?
We had a video recapping Hikaru Shida's return from last week, hyping up a future match between her and Serena again. Should be good. Next up is Keith Lee versus QT Marshall.
Baron Corbin of AEW.
Jeez. There wasn't too much to say about this match, except for the one spot where you've probably seen it on Twitter. If not, there's a GIF of Keith Lee slapping QT's TVs. Give him a slap in the fall. Over. It was a good fall. It was basically a showcase of Keith Lee and his power. You know, that's why I found that was the theme of tonight. It was just showcasing.
I think QT's in a perfect spot, and I just like the fact that everyone wants to see him get beat up, and I think that's the perfect role for him. Like
he's annoying.
He's aggravating. Like I'll see him. Yeah, like I'm not gonna say I'm gonna pop for whenever I see QT Marshall on TV, but
that guy's a heel.
They keep on Rampage doing what he's doing with Hawk and Keith Lee and all that. But what I'm more, and cut you off there, Zach. Sorry, but they've kind of just replaced Jay Lethal's spot against FTW with Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Jay Lethal's run here in AEW. He ain't really done much. I'd like to see him do something.
Yeah.
It's the lack of divisions. They got plenty of people. Divisionize things. Make reasons for people to matter.
Because they got the FTW title, but it's not like anything official. And plus, I mean,
rarely defended.
Why would you want a babyface holding that title for any long? Like that's meant for like guys like Hook or guys like, and I think Hook will hold the title eventually. Yeah. Maybe Ricky Starks will get kicked out, or maybe he'll just give it to.
I feel like it's going to be Ricky to Hobbs to Hook. Like I feel like it's going to be a hand down.
And Powerhouse Hobbs, by the way, man, I think he's money.
Beast.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
I might have already said that on the podcast before, but yeah, like I think he's definitely should be focused on within the next coming years in AEW.
For sure.
For sure, yeah.
Anyways, the end of this match, Keith Lee wins off I think it's called the Big Bang Catastrophe. The move where he picks him up for an AA and ends with a jackhammer.
Yeah.
After the match, Aaron Solo and Nick Comoroto try to attack Keith Lee. However, Keith Lee brushes him off easily. However, running down the ring, we got Ricky Starks, who was on commentary, and Powerhouse Hobbs, who was standing there behind him looking badass. Keith takes out Starks, but Hobbs does a beautiful spine buster to take out Keith Lee.
That was picture perfect.
I think
high elevation.
I think Hobbs and Keith Lee is going to be a must-watch match.
Yeah, is that confirmed for any kind of?
It hasn't been confirmed, but I'd expect it maybe to be announced for next week's Rampage on Dynamite. Or
I hope it'd be on Dynamite. Honestly, I think we need to see more of these guys on Dynamite.
Yeah, because I can see it within the next couple weeks.
Yeah, Rampage just doesn't have the eyes on it that probably AEW would hope.
Yeah, Dynamite. I think you need to diversify there.
Next week's comes on an hour and a half later, I believe, 11:30 Eastern. It's supposed to start next week because it's a basketball game.
Yeah, that's really gonna be a
Rampage. That's like too storyline wise driven.
Who negotiated this TV deal where they don't get any time?
I guess TNT's happy with it though, but anyways, so
yeah. After the whole Keith Lee and Hobbs thing, we have a pre-match promo for Swerve Strickland versus Tony Nese. Both guys' promos were really good. Key point in it was Swerve said he's gonna whoop Tony Nese's ass on Fridays again, referencing the old 205 Live days.
Oh man, I miss him already.
I know Jut's a big 205 Live guy. I know Kenny's wet for Tony, so.
Tony Nese, please send me an autograph if you hear this.
Yeah, maybe
we'll get a trading card.
Yeah, that's right.
We gotta get a petition for Kenny Arrow to meet Tony Nese in some capacity.
Oh man, that has to happen. Same with Zach and Mansoor.
Oh no!
Buy Zach a cameo Mansoor and buy me a Tony Nese one. Well, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
We'll quit right after that.
Life will be a call.
Wait, who's Jut and Mark for anyway?
I don't know. I guess LA Knight.
LA. All right. We'll get one from Gunther then.
Yeah, I'm happy with that too. I'd take that.
Gunther versus Butch.
Oh no. Yeah, definitely ain't Butch anymore. I was a Pete Dunne fan. Not one of my favorites, but I mean, hell, what are they really gonna do with a guy named Butch?
Oh my
They're gonna make him the chimney sweep of SmackDown.
Oh no. But anyways, Swerve versus Tony Nese.
But before we go to the ring, we get matches hyped up for Wednesday's Dynamite special episode, St. Patrick's Day Slam. We got Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa in a steel cage match for the women's title. Moxley and Bryan versus Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta.
Kind of looking forward to that.
Hangman Page, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon. And Scorpio Sky versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship.
Decently stacked Dynamite, to be honest.
Pretty good card, yeah. Can't complain about
that. We go to the ring for the main event. I like Swerve's movements here. He's very cocky and confident, kind of.
Very swervy.
Yeah, he's very swervy. I like the spot where he did the handstand over the top rope. Yeah, he's very slick. Did the handstand over the top rope. You'd think he'd be a heel with how he acts, but the crowd's behind him fully.
Yeah, he gets a lot of praise online and stuff, and it's it'll be hard if he is a heel. Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd was chanting Swerve's house. Honestly, there wasn't too much to say about the match. It was showcasing both men. It's very back and forth like the other matches. Yeah. Every match was solid back and forth. There was not very many key spots in the match. Swerve gets a win off a top rope stomp. It wasn't my favorite finisher. I preferred I forget what it was called. He did it in NXT though. Oh man, what was it called? You know what it was called? It was like a driver of some sort.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I like that finish. I do like this finisher, but I definitely like maybe I can. Well, let's talk about Rampage, and I'll try to look up what that finisher was.
Yeah. Swerve was impressive in his debut. Tony Nese looked really good in defeat. So, overall, wasn't the best episode of Rampage, but it was
serviceable.
It was fine. Everything was fine this week. There was nothing this week that was great, other than the pay-per-view. Revolution was great, but
yeah,
it was fine.
Yeah, we seen some wrestling. We've got some sad news in the wrestling world about Big E and Scott Hall, but we've seen some just normal wrestling stuff. So overall, sad mood in the wrestling. But
yeah, I mean, it's been a bad week for a wrestler's health, but
Oh, the JML driver.
Yeah, just look that up on prowrestling.fandom.com.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, it started out good. We had a good revolution, a good video game coming out. 2K22 is amazing.
Yes, let's talk about that now. So,
content pending.
Haven't made any trailers yet or anything like that, but there is definitely going to be some WWE 2K22 content. For the most part, we're going to focus on the My Rise mode and the My GM, also universe, and we're just going to make the most of it and hopefully have some laughs and some good gameplay that we can release out there to the public. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But yeah, definitely stay tuned on our channel for that. Hopefully it won't come into conflict too much with our podcast scheduling, but we'll definitely keep you posted on that. But yeah, I mean, the game's looking good. It's playing good. As far as like a few bugs here and there and a few omissions, but we are going to do a full in-depth review at some point. So also look out for that. But yeah, no newsworthy week in the world of wrestling when it comes to WWE and AEW. But we hope you guys enjoyed us running down the cards and talking about our opinions. Let us know your thoughts on each of these shows down in the comments below. Who do you like? Who do you not like? Just keep it civil. But for now, I've been the Booker man of Do the Damn Dive, Jutnick.
I have been the Bearded Sparrow, Kenny Arrow.
And I guess you called me earlier. I've been the Insider.
That's right.
BROKENZack.
And we will catch you guys on the next